That music always sounds like it's the fill-in theme music for like when somebody first starts dating on a 80s movie.
Yeah, I imagine the Karate Kid in this yellow car at the arcade.
Yeah, they're at the arcade.
Picking up Elizabeth's shoe.
Yes. Love that car, man. When he
picked up Elizabeth's shoes.
Elizabeth's shoes was nice looking back in the day.
She's okay looking now.
This is Winner's Take, y'all.
Yeah, she's held on pretty well.
And we rate Elizabeth's shoe, current and previous,
so
on this
who would
show.
you rate? Like Jennifer Aniston would be the Mike Brown of the vet class. Like
Still
she's hung
hard,
on, she's
fast.
Yeah, like still as strong as most of the
Yes.
women. Probably could go 27 hard minutes.
Yeah,
like Mike Brown.
I can't think of what's the her. She was in that Devil movie with Brendan Fraser. I follow her on Instagram.
I have no idea.
Great
British lady. I know it's great.
Don't know, but I do know Jennifer Aniston is the Mike Brown.
She's still
a former actress.
So who would the girl be that played Sleepless in Seattle? Who's had a lot of
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan would be like the Barry Carson of just she's haggard out.
She's more like an RV mechanic.
Didn't.
And no disrespect, Barry.
She made tons of contingency money.
Yes, she made a lot. Still getting that residual off of that Sleepless in Seattle, but man, all that work she's had done to her face.
Yeah, she doesn't. She was the cutest thing ever.
You ain't gonna see her in
on.
Copper Mountain. That face would just fall off her. Crack.
Elizabeth Hurley's who I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
She's still super hot.
Still
She's
holding
like
things
56,
down.
57.
Still fast at the practice
So
track.
like a Ryan Hughes, maybe.
But I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Sebastian
Listen.
Tortelli might be the most gorgeous.
Oh, he's the nicest looking man.
What is that guy?
moto.
Has that guy aged at all? He was on TV. I'm like, look at this.
He's gotten better looking.
He has
He's
gotten
one of those
more gorgeous.
pretty humans that
He's
just gets
pretty
better.
enough to be we were talking about this last week. He's pretty enough to be a Formula One racer.
Absolutely, 100%.
Like he missed. He could have been a Formula One guy.
Jake had a great call last week when he goes, "Ugly people make great champions because they're not having sex or just
They don't have a lot. Yeah, they don't have anything else to focus on.
like Cairoli."
Yeah.
No distractions.
No disrespect.
Although he has a pretty wife.
I know.
With all due respect, you got to say that before you say anything terrible.
All due
about
respect, no
somebody.
disrespect.
With all due respect, I hate you. You suck.
With all
you
due
loser.
respect, man, your wife is ugly. So.
Hey,
As long as you
can't
say that first, you're clear, right, Nick?
Yeah,
No.
correct.
Nick told me you're clear.
Hey, so we do have Colt Nichols on from the HEP Suzuki team, and we're going to chat with him about the RM boot camps they have coming up because Colt's going to be a part of that.
Yep.
And then, of course, Alan Utz from SEVMX, who was kind enough to bring our little race in on the Great Escape. And it was huge. It was an awesome event for a first-time event. And he's also got Jake's race. They got the two-stroke time machine. We've got Barber coming up. Man, the Southeast, I feel like the vintage scene down here, damn, dude, that's pretty good.
It's pretty hot. And then we also got, I know it's not, and SEVMX is Southeastern Vintage Motocross people. And is there a P at the end? I don't know if there was a P. So
SEVMXP.
yeah. And but then Matt Walker's doing that Vet National or whatever in
The Vet Masters.
November or
Yep.
something.
Yeah, and people may wonder, like, man, why do these guys worry about the vet or the vintage? Like, why are we so focused on that? Obviously, that's who we are. But number two, as you get older, it doesn't matter what level you rode at. You have to ramp that down some.
A little bit.
And if you're going to be at some, Southeast Muddy Creek Showdown, Top Gun Showdown, or whatever, well, you're going to have to ride up on your limit. The cool thing about racing at Southeast Vintage Motocross events is you don't have to ride all the way at your limit.
No.
Everybody is there for fun. They want to make it to work on Monday.
Tracks are typically a little bit
They're tame.
mellower. Like Barbara, I think will make a great modern track. Our track will make a great modern track. I think all of them do, but like there's just they're going to go easy on 2 inches of travel and 78-year-old men out there racing. So
exactly.
But Alan, welcome to the program, dude. Thanks for what you do down here, and I feel like it's growing. Like people from out of state are kind of jumping on board and doing these things.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I appreciate everything you guys have done, the promotion, and you mention this almost at every event or show y'all have.
Yep.
We do.
We
probably
just don't
talk
have a
about
lot
it
to
too
talk
much.
about.
Yeah, we're out of material.
It's really appreciated, though. But thanks for coming. And we created my gimmick class, that 2x4.
The pressure-treated lumber class, as David Keith calls it.
Whatever you want to call it, but bring your air-cooled four-stroke that's less than 300 cc's and let's go. But
that's what started, or
That was early.
They bought the bikes and you started. What was the
He bought-
evolution?
They bought the bike. We bought the bikes, and then they started that class.
and then
after
Alan, you thought that was like a good idea or
I
something?
think I saw y'all's picture of the bikes with the zeros on them lined up to go, and I said,
Yep.
you know, these guys are going to the vintage show up in Mid-Ohio.
Yep.
Yeah,
said, there's 3
let's
entry
pull them
fees
to
right
our
there.
races and get some other guys. There's plenty of guys out there with the XR250 that don't really know what to do with them.
Yeah, and then there's
I know.
other dudes like there was a Yamaha 230 or 250.
Yeah, David Keith had rode that
You got
TTR.
David Keith bringing the TTR 250.
When you look at that bike, you're immediately like, well, we're screwed.
Yeah, it's about to get out of control because people are building bikes
People are building them.
for that class, and like
And
the-
you ain't trying to do that. You're just trying. It's just, man, it's almost ridiculous looking at these bikes whenever Rhett and Grant were
Grant.
riding them there. You could hear the thud of those things jumping. Like they're hucking those
the
things.
That's
air
the
box
earth.
slams into
Yeah.
the rear tire.
Yes.
So it's fun, it's cheap, and that's why I think vintage racing is so cool. We want to welcome Premier Vapor Blasting. Our good friend's going to start helping us out, and he's helping all the dudes that want to clean their bikes up, make them look dope. And he did mine. I got a little more work to do on mine. But
And that is
anyway.
part of the fun is like, hey, you can take this bike that you remembered from your childhood, make it pretty again, and ride it. You got a place that will allow that motorcycle. You know, these tracks are friendly to
Yeah.
the old bikes.
I feel really good hearing John say that that's part of the fun.
Well, that's exactly
Good, 'cause we
I
gave him a lot of that
lied,
fun.
As long as somebody else is doing it.
That's what got
We
me
dumped a
excited
lot of shit
about
off
it,
on
I think
him.
back in over 10 years ago, probably 2012. Is hey, there's a place I found me a 1984 RM125, which is what I rode when I was 20.
Alan's a Suzuki guy.
I am.
Everybody
Suzuki-
has that story. I feel like everybody went and found the
And,
bike that was their favorite bike. But go ahead.
And
I've
it's
got
kind of
one.
like found the pipe that I had on it, a PSI pipe, and just basically built a replica of what I rode when I was 20, and brought the excitement back, you know. And
You know, if you buy that pipe with that pipe, I got a guy at work that'll paint that thing for you with
Yeah, Robbie does
High
really
temp.
good. High temp grill paint.
Like
yeah,
AutoZone.
right, yeah.
You don't want that.
He
Yeah.
painted my
He had a DG pipe. Those things are so damn rare. And he just shows up the next day on the way to this race and he goes, man, I painted your pipe for you. You're like, what? We can get that
So
fixed, by the
cool.
way. Premier, they can take this thing down.
It was the coolest part of the motorcycle.
It was. And
Like that's what sold me on the bike. Like I was looking at it and I walked around to that side because I was like, that thing's kind of a turd. I don't know if I want
and he
it.
pissed so many people off when he goes to VMB the first year. They're like, "Oh, right, what? That pisses people off.
What,
on
the
these,
painted
The
pipe?
painted
I
pipe.
made
They're
them
like,
mad.
"What are you doing, dude?"
People want to fight.
Almost
over
a
that.
nickel pipe almost pisses people
Nickel
off.
pipe. Alan even said, he goes, hey, man, you need to do something without that. And he brought up the point that Cody Shock can take that platinum finish off and make it back to raw metal.
Premier Vapor Blasting can probably do that.
You think
for
they can?
I think they could.
That's
right?
a good question. We could ask.
it'd be worth asking them for sure.
Yeah.
You
We
get
got to
rid
get
of
that's
those-
the only thing wrong with the 89 CRT.
There is a company called Scalvini. Have you seen those pipes?
They're like works of art, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a work of art. I don't know if they run worth the shit. Who knows?
They run. Well, I think we're running one on Seth's bike right now. Is TM that's
He's just got a V in
TM,
it.
TM
You
Alan's
making a
TM
pizza in a pipe.
But they look beautiful.
TM
do
is
look
basically a works bike anyway. I mean, wouldn't you say, Alan? You got a lot of experience with TM
it
motorcycles.
feels like it. Yeah, I call it kind of the Ferrari of dirt bikes. So
Like a boutique bike, if you will.
it is.
You're bougie, Nick. I can't believe you don't have one of those.
Well, I'm thinking about this now because I know for a fact that a Ferrari will get you laid. So I want to see how
So
close
TM
this thing
probably
is.
RV
should get
hookups with a
handy.
TM, it's
I
impossible
want to
for
see
him
how
not to hook.
close this TM really is to a Ferrari. That's what I don't gauge it on performance. That's purely what
Just
I
getting
get.
laid, just-
results.
Yeah,
Sure. The results off the track
Surely
results.
an RV hookup at the end of the race
For
Yeah.
sure.
$10 and
So, Alan, you got next thing that's happening, and you're kind of taking a back seat. We'll get into that a little bit. Currently, you're in the back seat for SEVMX. But the next thing is Monster Mountain, correct? Like that's May 17th.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be there at Monster Mountain, and Jake will be here with his Atlanta Moto crew, or be at Monster rather. And we're doing the two-stroke time machine, and we'll do all kind of stuff.
Tell us what exactly is the two-stroke time machine.
Hey, it's an 84 RM125
Yeah.
that you rode when you were 20.
No, I mean, is
That-
it like what's the is it a class for just there are different
It's-
classes for all two-strokes?
there you go, Jake.
Typically, it's
Jake, would you
special
like to have
class.
this microphone?
Just jump in real quick. Y'all
I should
share.
have this, Dan.
You can share it. You can both talk, John. We're all here.
Two-stroke time machine. I'm kind of speaking for both of us, I guess, Alan. But I'd like it to be an intermission race, 20-minute moto, which is kind of cool. And since they kick off the day with the GP moto, I think it'd be kind of cool to do something similar and incorporate a little woods loop to the GP track.
Right on.
Give it that day in the dirt vibe and come on out. But yeah, it's going to be 2-stroke open, super minis, 12 years plus to 500s, whatever 2-stroke you got, bring it, race it. Let's have fun.
Yeah,
Monster Mountain. And that's an epic, beautiful, that's a destination track for the Southeast. Like people come from all over to ride
There's
that
people
place.
who will argue it's one of the best tracks in the nation.
Dirt's great, elevation's great. They do a good job prepping.
Absolutely, and you get that 2-stroke vibe going, and there's nothing like after you hear 4 strokes running and it's the norm, but you hear the 2 strokes just on the line. And nothing out there but 2 strokes. It's something else. So.
Hey, and Alan, can you speak to, because Alan McWilliams texted, or we talked yesterday, he goes, hey, you got to help me drive the point that while he loves vintage bikes, while we do too, these are modern bike races as well. And the reason, like, I could go at our Great Escape, we've been offered a Mega Series, a Georgia State Series, but I feel like I lose my vintage component and the kind of fun, vibey thing that I want. And so I still say it has the potential to bring in serious racers, because we're vintage heavy on Saturday, modern sprinkled in, modern heavy on Sunday, vintage sprinkled in for our event.
And from just the events we've been to, we're getting some serious racers.
Well,
So,
Grant Hoffman raced the Great Escape.
Yep.
And he had somebody there that he battled with
Yeah, who the hell was
hard. Yes.
on the Cowie, right?
Yeah, I thought he was on a Yamaha also, but that was those guys getting after it. So I don't know many people around here that's just going to hand it to Grant Hoffman.
Yeah,
so
both of those guys, I think, are national. Could go to an AMA national and make the show.
And I can tell you this: if you listen to this show and you, at this point right now, don't have a bike, which a bunch of people that follow the sport don't, come out to one of these events anyway. You'll dig it. Just come out, check it out.
Well, Kevin
Watch.
described it as a vibe event. I mean, that's truly why you should just come if you don't even have your bike to race.
I mean, there were so many people that I like. When I saw Jim Brandon and his whole crew of dudes sitting on that ledge just because, like, it was a dope time at our race in particular. I'm not going to brag, but it was just super vibey, and it was. It was great. Like, you didn't even have to ride to really enjoy hanging out with all the right people. It was just.
Well, and I think that's part of what SEVMX is good for. It encourages people. It's sort of a lower, like, it's like at the guardrail down. It's okay to walk in here. It's okay if you hadn't ridden in 20 years, man.
If you want to wear blue jeans, come on.
We don't care. We don't care at all. Come race, come ride, whatever.
You can have your Fox pants and your O'Neill jersey on. It's all right.
We can't.
Yes.
Me and Nick cannot.
No, they're too beautiful for that.
we try.
Other than that.
Well, I'll tell you. So Jake makes Nick look beautiful on a motorcycle. He makes me look like an old fat vet guy.
Dude, I don't know what you did. Like, Nick looks incredible on that start on that Cowie, dude. He looks so aggressive.
I've never looked this cool on anything.
So, yes, you look
Well,
great.
I've never
Thanks
looked
to
this
Jake.
round. Thanks, Jake. We appreciate the work and everything you've done to round out vet motocrossers.
But clarify the SEVMX a little bit. We always get the question, is it just vintage bikes or you have modern? The reality is vintage motocross isn't going to survive without some modern support.
Correct.
You got to give the tracks enough to make it worth opening their gate and all the work they have to do to put on a race. So we have that, and we have a lot of guys that'll race 3 and 4 classes, and
Or
you may
6.
race or 5 or 6. Just keep
Animal.
coming. Just go straight back to the gate.
He does.
Leaves
But,
all his bikes in the can of gas down there.
Yeah.
Kind of it's not the philosophy, but it's kind of like we're a social club where your gate entry fee is come in with a bike and hang out with us. But it's just a ball to be able to go to a race and you're with like-minded people and the stress level's a little lower.
We always tell people, because you will get. I also have somebody message me on Instagram or say, "Well, is there a class for it?" And I'm like, "Yes." Doesn't matter what you're going to say.
It doesn't matter. There's a place.
If you want to ride a fucking Vespa, you can race somebody.
Well,
I mean, it's
bring a Barbie Jeep. We'll put you on the track somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Hey, and somebody will race you.
Yeah, they will. I can say this for.
And it's not old dudes. It's not just old fat guys tooling around. There's some good dudes that know how to ride, and it's a bitchin' track. Like, I go back to our track. I would want to ride that track.
Yeah.
I would 100% want to ride Monster Mountain. I mean, those are
That
incredible
GP
tracks.
track at Monster would have the race on it.
Barber,
that's
holy
fun,
cow,
too.
it's another
It's beautiful.
I haven't
destination.
seen Barber yet. I
It
can't
is.
wait to see that.
I mean, give it
beautiful.
another year after they just opened last fall. Oh my God, for a first race, they look like they've been running GPs there for 10 years. It's a beautiful facility.
beautiful.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect anything less there.
Yeah.
The McWilliams and the Mill Creek group, they really put some effort in to provide a premier facility. I'm convinced over the next few years that's going to be a destination race.
They're just kind of trying to fill out what they want to do and how they want to format it. He's kind of toying with the vintage and modern stuff.
You're taking a facility that's never had a motocross track, never had under 18 or younger people racing at it, and we're bringing kids in. So that's new to them. And but I'm just convinced every effort's being done to make it right.
Yeah.
I mean, low key, that place could host a national. Like they've been out there before
They've
and
been
looked at it.
talking about this. They could totally host it.
I mean, it's gorgeous. The place looks amazing. So we're excited you guys get to even go there. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's a blessing to our group, and
that's June 7th and 8th, right?
June 7th and 8th, Barber. I think anybody, like you're sitting there saying, hey, man, just come out. It doesn't matter if you got your bike, or maybe you were saying that. That's where it really don't matter. Barber has a 5-story museum that is worthy of taking the wives to, and they really won't be bored in there. 5 stories, man, and it's the coolest building with a
And it's a 5-star facility.
Yes, every ounce of area is covered by sod. There's huge metal artwork pieces. There's ponds everywhere, like fishing ponds or whatever. Beautiful, and so
you can fish. You can look at motorcycles.
I mean,
they got
did have a
concession
tracker.
stand.
What? Well, sign me up. He just said they got concession stands.
Dang, man.
Way to sell it, Nick. Damn,
That is
dude.
how you get people in the door. But
How's the burgers?
I just think I think the reason we key in over there, it's more of a social club. We hang out and talk all day, and then we're like, oh yeah, we're on the line, and we grab our bike, we go race, and you ride hard while you're out there. But you're not. It's not a Loretta Lynn's regional.
No, nobody's gonna.
I'm not worried about my finish. I'm there to have fun.
Most people aren't going to punch you off in the woods or do. You know what I mean?
Except you and that guy, his buddy.
maybe
You
me
and Edwards,
Mike
Mikey.
Edwards.
Me and
Mikey
Mikey.
Edwards.
Yeah.
Nick missed
Nick
the rear
being
brake.
new, that was his error, I guess. Something happened.
Every
No,
time
that
I
was-
meet somebody new, I always wind up hitting them on the
Damn
track.
drum brakes,
That was
man.
his hazing. He had to haze some people. I'm new. Here's my hazing.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle, do you want to jump on for a second? We're going to do a PSA, for lack of a better term, and I actually even called a paramedic friend of mine so I would have my facts straight about,
You have your PSA checked?
I have not had those checked, but so Kyle had a heart attack. We're just over a year on yours, dude. Like you got life flighted out, and holy cow, that was a shock to our family. And here you are, you've lost weight, you're racing dirt bikes, you're trying to go to Loretta Lynn's, and that got cut short thanks to 7 broke ribs. Holy Nikes, dude!
Yep.
So you just did that. Congratulations on that. Your wife's pumped on that.
Yeah, no, it's been great, man. Yeah, she's real pumped on it.
Yes.
Yeah, loves it.
So she almost made him retire, but Alan, fresh off of a what do they classify your heart attack?
I didn't have a heart attack. Started researching it and realizing I needed something wasn't right. I knew, and got the work done. But
What did it do? Get some. What are the stems or?
Originally, kind of just tell the way the story went with me.
Sure.
I guess. Well,
Leave out all the sex stuff.
yeah. That was never a problem, but
I usually bust loose to black. I thought that helps.
reality was I had went on the website and signed up for Day in the Dirt down south, and
In March, right?
yeah, and I saw it was 30-minute motos. I'm going to do a couple of them, and I didn't want to go down there and just flounder around. I said, I just turned 60 back in November. It's time to check off the bucket list and start putting some effort into riding again versus just promoting races or going and doing this. So I wanted to ride more this year. So I started getting on the rowing machine and riding my road bike a little bit, and I just noticed my fitness wasn't getting better. I was staying static, I guess you'd say. It's like I wasn't getting heart pain, anything in my chest at that time, but I just knew something. I said, oh, okay, you're 60 now, so you don't get fitter as you train. And that wasn't normal. So it just woke me up, made me pay attention. And then all of a sudden I was at work and I'm just moving some buckets. I had some tools around in and not really straining, nothing heavy, just weird. And I just felt the sensation across my chest and ran up my neck and down my arms. And I thought, that's strange. First kind of blew it off as maybe that's a pinched nerve or something. I didn't know. And later in the week, that hit me again, and then kind of blew it off again, kept working, and I was actually running some electrical circuits up on a ceiling, and hit me once, and then I had to catch my breath. I said, something's wrong. And got back to the shop and ran across the highway. There's a Piedmont urgent care. Went and checked in there, and they put an EKG on me and said, you're showing some abnormalities. And that kicked everything off. Go to do the stress test, and I got on the treadmill and did all the stuff and got my heart rate where they wanted it, and I kind of left there. It was they did an imaging, one of those, and left there thinking, well, I don't think we discovered anything when I'm leaving there. But turns out, got the phone call and said, you're not getting enough blood flow to your heart, bottom of your heart. So there's something that they need to look for further. So they prepared me to go in for a heart cath with possibility was I was going to need a couple of stents. Right. So they said, if they put stents in, we'll keep you overnight. And they did the heart cath, and I'm awake for it. And I'm listening to the music they got playing. The guys are doing the work on me, and then the doctor does his thing, and I'm sitting there trying to look at the screen to see what his little things are looking at, and I really can't tell, but I'm just aware of what's going on, and I noticed he kind of pulls it all out, and it happened really fast, and he just said, I hate to give you the news you don't want to hear, but we're putting you in an ambulance and taking you to the hospital where they do the heart surgery, and we're trying to get a team together now.
Where are they going to? Cath lab?
I was in the cath lab at
Where'd
the time.
they take you?
They took me to Piedmont in Athens. I was at St. Mary's in Athens at the cath lab at the time, but they don't do heart surgery there. So they took me over to Piedmont and immediately started ultrasounding my arms and legs, trying to figure out where they're going to pull some veins and arteries from. And I don't know. It was uncomfortable, and all of a sudden I was like, it's all okay. Everything's gonna work out. So got comfortable with it. And first thing in the morning, I was first in line. They went in and had 5 arteries blocked, and I'm guessing that's all you got. So
I think there might be 6,
but
I'm not sure. But because my mom had 5 too, and I think there was one. Maybe women have one more than men, like her ribs and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, I can go back and I kind of credit wanting to ride the dirt bike a little harder than I have been in a while to help
kept you alive.
Kind of clue in on this, because I was a heart attack waiting to happen.
You're the first person to say Red Bull saved your life.
In a long roundabout way, Red Bull, day in the dirt, train, doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess you need to go thank the boys at Red Bull.
Kind of clued me in. I'll say thank you next year. I'll be there.
At Day in the Dirt.
Yep.
And so Kyle has a different story. He actually did have the heart attack. 13 years different. What are you, 47, 48?
47 when it happened.
47. So there's 13 years difference. But, it's two people that paid attention to what their body was telling them. And that's why I think you've told some guys on a conference call, and then you had a guy reach back out to you after one of your work calls because they're like, man, we finally heard about what you said, and then they were thankful that you had reached out to them, talked to them about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I had a lot of guys that reached out, and they were
get on that mic
because we're all. So I'm a independent sales rep for Parts Unlimited. So we're constantly traveling. You're on the road. Not a good habits.
Lifestyles.
Yeah, at all. So a lot of them reached out and said, hey man, what were you feeling? You know what I'm saying? Kind of leading up to it, and it was, a lot like Alan was talking about. It's I put on 25, 30 pounds, right? Not riding very much anymore. So you just kind of attribute a lot of that to that. So, but, yeah, man, pretty wild situation. Real quick story. It's, I know you've told it before on here, but I do one overnight a month. I'm in Boaz, Alabama, right? And I get back and watch a Braves game in a hotel room, and it's nothing like the movies. I don't know if you found it to be this way.
You don't go,
no, it's some uncomfortableness. You have a
tightness,
hard time
pressure.
Breathing. And
elephant on your chest kind of feeling.
Yeah, chest is real tight.
But you got all of them though. The way you got shortness of breath, you were sweaty, clammy,
right?
Everything.
Yeah, but so I start Googling a lot like you. I'm like, hey man, what are some signs of a heart attack? So I started getting this and this is what really threw me for a loop.
Number one was Googling what are the signs of a heart attack, and then it goes to number 2.
That automatically launches an ambulance right there.
That's number 1. Yeah, and then I had this really incredible jaw pain, just like you've eaten sweets on a bad part of your tooth or something. And that was one of the presenting signs you're having a heart attack. So I went downstairs, asked the lady for an aspirin, and she proceeded to tell me, sir, you don't look good. And I said, well, I think I'm having a heart attack. So she calls an ambulance. And a funny thing is, one of her friends, this is 12:30 at night. You're in Boaz, Alabama. The group of people coming through this hotel is a little suspect at best. And she just keeps telling me over and over again, yeah, my mama died of a heart attack. They tried to give her some aspirin too. I mean, she didn't kept telling me over and over she died, right? So I'm like, well, this is not
Thanks,
good.
lady.
But no, they transported me to a local hospital. First responders there did an EKG on me, and it turned real serious real quick. So, but got me to a hospital, got me prepped in a cath lab. Didn't kind of like your deal. I had to.
And you got a helicopter ride out of the deal too, and that's where you
Yeah.
flatline, and they had to shock you and do
Yeah.
all the good stuff. Which is, I didn't want to scare him at the time, but when we were driving there, hey, we shocked him. I'm like, well, I've been a fireman for 15 years, and I've never brought anybody back when we shocked them ever. Done it 150 times, and it never works.
Right.
Which is frightening.
Are
But
you sure you're using the thing correctly?
maybe we didn't have it plugged in, dude. I didn't think about that. Maybe the battery is not charged. Good point, Nick. How'd you check the battery, like idiot? No, but it's just not. It's very rare to bring
Alan
somebody
got
back. Dude.
chipped, man. Cal got a.
He got a full deal. Like
he
you
got
didn't
a-
get the whole workout.
Yeah, he got a helicopter ride. You didn't
Yeah.
get shit. You,
Well, we say this to just keep all of our demographics kind of older. I would imagine like 30s, 40s. Like he's 47, you're 60. I mean, shit, dude. That's a wide range. It could happen to any of us.
well, you have to pay attention. After you get older, you can't ignore shit. And in the case like with Alan and Kyle,
here it comes.
you do these things. I swear to God, I'm being serious.
Okay, I was like, he's going to say something. There's going to be something.
Yeah.
I don't trust this
There's
man.
no,
I don't. He goes, when you're making love or
there's no
something.
faith in me.
I do
whatsoever.
not. He's never. You are serious about 4% of the time.
All right, but
I think this is serious.
to
I'm with
do
you.
what I wouldn't make fun of them right in front of their faces.
We'll wait till you leave. There it is.
You like take care of yourself so you can keep doing the things you love, like ride a dirt bike. I mean, if you want to decide you're going to go today in the dirt, you're going to do. That's why you have to go to the doctor and get checked. That's why you have to do these things, because you got to make every day count. And you know what I mean? Like
Well,
the best way to do that.
Can
The
I-
only thing you can't get back, you can go broke and get more money.
Let me
Your
build
health
on that. Is
Yeah.
like one of the coolest things about our SEVMX club and motocross in general. I think vet motocross is keeping the sport alive for the most part. I know the mini class seemed to be growing, I think, this year, but the past few years, but the vet classes, it's incredible. I remember when 82 or so, a vet was a 30-year-old.
Or even 25.
for sure.
I think I remember a guy named Ernie Milan, and his dad was the vet at our South Georgia stuff and all, and it's like now it's like, man,
He's just in his prime.
we got guys. Well, we just created this year a 65-year-old plus class out of demand, and
Well, Barry's riding the 137 plus.
yeah. He spots you about 50.
Yeah, party of one
yeah,
on that
you
one.
got the Barry Higgins out there, and I got Barry or Bob Banderson that helps with us. He's about to turn 80 years old, and
It's awesome.
age adjusted. I call him the fastest man that shows up at our races. So
Hey, and I wanted to say something because I reached out to my paramedic friend just for you guys that might have a heart condition or are thinking whatever. Baby aspirin is what you need to carry with you, because a lot of people go, "Oh, did you take an aspirin?" That ain't gonna do any good for you. And I knew we just had a class on this, and I called Karen again. I said, "Make sure I'm saying this right, because there's no coating on a baby aspirin. It's gonna work on the spot. So if you're having chest pain, a coated aspirin is delayed release. We're talking 4 hours, so it does you no good. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So keep baby aspirin. Maybe just keep it in your damn van for everybody at the track.
Well, it's got to be a van.
I don't know, Nick.
Whatever
I don't
you
know,
drive.
man.
I mean, it just sounded
Whatever
kind
you
of-
drive, whatever you
sounded
make-
kind of-
I don't know.
Whatever you make
do
love
have
in.
nitro on you now, or do you keep it on you?
It sounded kind of pervy the way you said van, is all I'm saying.
Fair
Like,
enough. Nitro, this good. Yeah, like, I mean, obviously the medics at a racetrack on a race day will have nitro. They'll have baby aspirin, all that stuff. But on a
What-
practice day, whatever.
Aren't you, after you turn like 40, you're supposed to be taking a baby aspirin every day anyway?
They recommend it. That's all I'm on. I'm on 80 milligram every day. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I take a baby or aspirin every day. I'm not taking the baby ones right now in the morning, but
And how is your post care in terms of like your regiment? What did they ask you both to do in terms of working out or not drinking any type of alcohol? You don't drink as much though.
No. So I don't know about you, but it's low sodium. Kind of adjust.
they basically told me go back to your normal diet. I expected them to say, your cholesterol was crazy or something like that, but I think my deal was mostly hereditary.
They just may want return business too. Though.
But it's well, I hope not. Because
Go back to your gravy on gravy. What do you get some gravy on that gravy?
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Cooking some of that beef tallow that's on his face over
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
but definitely,
Bacon
I don't
grease.
know, a good healthy diet. Just try to focus on doing the right things, I guess. But
And I'll say this too. So I mean, with the accessibility that we have now, I mean, there's all this imaging. A lot of it is free.
Yeah, those heart scans,
Those heart scans
or
will do
whatever they
calcium
have.
tests. I mean, it's something that's. I mean, I think everybody, if you're, 30 and over.
Yeah.
I mean, at this
That-
point, just you ought to schedule something. Just get some peace of mind. I know you had that done. So
yeah,
I
I'd
definitely recommend
encourage
that.
everybody to do that. That's one of the first things I sat down at the computer trying to figure out where to go, and I started looking. Is like if you got time to schedule it, they do it at churches or wherever. There's just the health scans and all that look into this stuff, and I would encourage everybody.
It's kind of confusing, really, though, when you look at it. I mean,
It is.
I would say just go to one and go to the doctor. I mean, what the hell? It's not going to hurt anything. But it is confusing. When I started looking, I was like, how do I know if this is like legit or what? You know what I mean?
Like a porn audition.
Like a what?
Whoa, a porn audition. See, John took your place.
Yeah. Way to go, John.
Who knows what they're testing?
I'll just go home now.
Well, I happened to be at a place the other day doing a little work, and a gentleman walked over and he was talking to the guy I was helping out, and the guy said, "I'm having some chest pains here lately. I think I need to get looked at." And the guy said, "You need to talk to that guy over there," and pointed to me, and he came to talk to me, and I was like, "Don't wait, just go do it." And he's like, "Well, I don't want to have what you had," and I said, "Well,
Don't wait.
you want to go."
That's cool because when you're dead,
now.
you don't have to worry about it. If
No.
you got chest pains, it's time to. It's like drinking tequila. If you're still shooting it while you're feeling drunk, you're in trouble. So if you're getting chest pains, go.
And there's a bunch of people that don't show any symptoms, and it just whacks them and it's over. Had you just gotten a scan and done a little bit of preemptive maintenance, and I mean, yours just happened and it about got you. Yeah, you had no like. I mean, he did say, which is so crazy, that Saturday at the Nashville Supercross, I told him about all the stuff I was going through because I had some irregularities in my heart. And he goes, "Man, I need to go. I need to do that." And dude, it was Tuesday after that Saturday Supercross, and then he was on a helicopter. So, jeez.
And you kind of got into it before. It's like I'd never call what I had going on chest pain or anything. It was just
It's different, and everybody's different.
Odd sensation. Was not normal, and I could have blown it off, and I'm so glad I didn't because
Absolutely.
I mean,
Like my dad was fully blocked in all four, I believe, if I remember correctly, when he gave him his stents, and he had a stroke, and that's what did him in. But he was just tired, like he wasn't his normal self. And they said, "You're going to feel totally different after we get you ported and polished," for lack of a better term. And he never obviously made it back out. But he didn't feel anything. He didn't know. The only reason we took him was because he had a damn UTI, and he was like high fever and wasn't lucid.
yeah, the craziest thing looking back is I was. After I had those sensations, I still got on my road bike and I had a little 4-mile loop I'd do near the house, and I still intended to go today in the dirt, and that's why I went over. Actually, I said I got to go get checked out because I'm not going to race and get my heart rate up if I got an issue. And and I think I called you when y'all were down there and was like, "Man, I'm not going to come. I got something going on, I think," because they said we can't tell you go do that. So, and that kicked it all off. That actually the week before day in the dirt. Or it was the week of coming into that Friday is when I was kind of bummed out. It's like, I'm not going, so this sucks. But
Well, it all worked out the way it's supposed
All
to.
worked
Jeez,
out.
Man. Yeah, we wanted to get you here just to kind of talk about what your program is, all the races we get to go to, and we're happy to go to, and now your health, and kind of tell everybody your story again, dude.
yeah, I'll be so happy to just walk the grounds of the Monster Mountain and what those guys do. If you haven't ever ridden your vintage bike at Monster Mountain, they put the effort in to give us a premier facility that day. And that GP track, I think Nick mentioned it earlier, is just, it's a ball. So
Awesome.
So thank y'all for having me and being able to come and talk about this. And yeah, I knew of Kyle's story from listening to the Winners Take Y'all podcast and everything. So, and I'll tell you, motocross, even if you're older, it still gets your heart rate up, and that's part of the beauty of it. But you got to be in shape. So just get yourself checked out, especially as you're aging up with us guys. So, but I think it's the best thing you can do, in my opinion.
Hell, it saved your life, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And plus, he has a vested interest in keeping these vets alive now because
Yeah, because he makes more money. The
Yeah,
longer
so-
he lives,
yeah,
the
that's
longer,
right.
the more money
Yeah,
he
the
makes.
longer you live.
You live to be 100. Just imagine the money you're going to make.
Oh, it's a real money maker for me.
that's
brother.
right. And then
Yes.
All the profit from vintage
Just massive
And
profits.
it's a lot of work to bury somebody at the track. You know what I mean? Like it's
Track home, if there's a track home site.
Yeah, we will bury you. If you die at an SEVMX, that's part of the deal. When you sign, there's a little thing at the very bottom.
That is down at the bottom.
Yeah,
of the
you
sheet
are a-
signing.
Real fine
Check for a
print.
whoop tabletop straight away.
Where
Yeah.
you want to be buried.
A berm, you're gonna get dug up. I don't think you want to be in a ruddy berm. They'll chew you up because he ain't digging you deep, dude. That's
and
some
if
hard
it's
ground.
like a tabletop, a jump or something, we'll temporarily name it after you.
Yeah, until the next guy, we pile another guy
Yeah.
in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd want to be a tabletop. There's a big, thick. You could be 3-4 feet in the ground there. We're not. We'll never dig you up there. But if it's a set of whoops, we'll chew right through you. We're just shooting skull
How
fragments.
was it? Well, how was the race? It was cool. About halfway through, I saw Kevin.
Got a piece of Kevin wedged
A piece of Kevin came up and waved
Yeah,
at me
man.
out of a whoop.
Does Dunlop make a tire that hooks up on human remains? Like,
This took a turn for the dark side that I didn't intend.
Yeah.
But,
It
count on
happens
us.
pretty quick here.
You're along for the ride now.
We don't have sensitivity is very, very low on this show.
Yep.
We got your dial all the way.
Well, one of y'all give up a mic for John, and then I want to circle back to the race this past weekend, and I had all kind of thoughts on the whole Deegan stuff. Like, I feel like if fans were a little more educated and they don't boo, because that pass is okay. That pass is totally fine. You booed because I don't know, you're a bitch. I don't know why you booed, and then he's pissed.
that generated the suck it comment, didn't it?
It did. So if you guys aren't uninformed amateur fans, you don't boo, then he doesn't get pissy about it and become a kid. And so, I mean, the apology came out. John's texting some people just randomly right in the middle of the show because he's so important.
You give up. Kyle gives up his seat.
Yes, and you're going to sit there and text. We
I was
got
trying
two
to
other
get
guys.
educated on what you're talking about.
If you don't like it, you can suck it.
I'm just kidding. I know all about this. There's nothing wrong with the pass.
Nothing wrong. Not at all.
The
Not at all.
problem with the problem with that situation, and Kyle, you can get up here and talk in here because you can hear everything. But if I told John, if we were at scrubbing dirt, if we were at your house, if we were anywhere, and I'm that close to you, and you go out that far outside, I'm going inside. You know what I mean? Like I'm going. Like I may not have hit you and knocked you off the track, but if I could help it. But I'm going inside. You know, like that because that's where it would be fun.
Well, the fact that he got tangled up in the tough blocks after he got pushed over and hung up for 3 or 4 guys past him versus 1 or 2, that made it seem a lot worse. But
It looked kind of.
He's like the Dennis Rodman right now. Like Dennis Rodman probably got 20% more fouls than he deserved purely based on his reputation. Like he's made probably worse passes than that, but
he
his
sorta got
reputation's
known
kind of
for
got
it.
all right, whatever. So I
Everybody's
want to boo
watching
you.
him
I'm
with a
kind of
different eye.
But
yeah.
also like Dennis Rodman, what he does do,
Here it comes.
he can antagonize people. Dennis Rodman antagonized.
Oh, he would get in
people.
your head and
So
like.
does Deegan.
Yeah,
But here's my only thing I would say. Like, and let me just say, if I had a kid that played baseball and he was like, that was the only part I just didn't dig. I didn't dig that part, but whatever. But again, I've never had my kid booed where he's like, screw these guys.
At
So I mean,
least half the stadium was booing.
quite a few of them. There's quite a few of them.
but you know what? That's what it takes. Half the people need to hate you, and half the people need to love you.
Well, they all have an opinion, and there's not many riders who everyone has an opinion about.
And they're all by a ticket.
and
Yeah.
I don't think anybody had a problem with the
I
pass.
think if you go back to rewatch that race, you'll hear a bunch of cheering when Deegan's catching up to him, though.
For sure.
So
Hey, there's no doubt Deegan he's a really good talent, special. He's a beast outdoors. We know that.
God, this is his first Supercross title. Holy cow, we're just
Yeah,
saddle up.
no problem. Go for it. Do whatever. I don't need all that microphone stuff. But Hannah probably would have said worse than that.
Well,
and people loved it.
The
I think.
only weak spot of it to me, I don't even mind him saying it though, but the only weak spot of it to me is when when something like that visibly bothers him. Like
You could see it
he
bother
struck out because he lashed out because it visibly bothered him, right? Like it was bothering him.
You could see the
now he
facial
comes out
expressions.
later and says, "Well, I love it when people boo me." He actually even posted a thing about Kobe. But there's a difference between
does
him
not
and Kobe.
love it.
And he did not love
I
it.
don't think
when they were
anybody
booing
can
him.
like that.
Nobody
Like,
wants
I think
to be booed.
I think they can.
Kobe was not booed though. Like, he was not booed by an entire maybe the little bit of a crowd there that was there to watch their team. That's the entire sport. Half the sport just booed at this guy.
Like
Yeah.
if
Like,
I
it's-
would have gotten booed, the way to handle that if you got booed
you need to get on your mic, dog.
is I would have put my hands up and been like, "Bring it, bring the booze, right? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. That would force the issue, right?
That's how you handle.
Make something happen.
Bring the booze. Let's hear them all. You know what I mean? Let's bring them all. Not you shouldn't let it visibly, like you should be above being let it visibly.
Well, and all it would have taken was him kind of, instead of saying, "Hey, everybody, suck it," "Hey, I want to win this championship. I'm going for it. I'm sorry I knocked my teammate down." All right.
That
would have sounded so much better.
I want to speak out to you guys that booed. I'm glad y'all bought a ticket tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm here to win.
Yeah.
And I think that goes a lot cleaner.
It's so, you're just so like, he's had so many years of this build up, and people are just like, whatever their opinion has been, just sitting there and festering.
His perception on life is different than anyone. He's always had a camera in his face.
Yeah,
he was in Rhett's class at WW down there, and obviously he's going to win.
Sure.
But that kid didn't move without a camera on him. They had a videographer guy.
They've had it since he's been on 60s, basically.
Stays
65.
there. The dude films his whole life. And I mean,
He's got a guy just like Jake that walks around and films me all the time.
Yes, at home, making nachos.
Jake's going full time with
films
me.
you.
He just like, when I walk out the door in the morning.
But I think
What was that?
Say that again, Jake.
When Deegan's Nick's age, he will not have a guy filming him full time.
No.
Yeah, when he's Nick's
Nick,
age.
John feels special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he ain't got that haircut Nick's got. So.
No,
That's
he
right.
don't. He don't.
But I think Cole Davies, the lesson he got this weekend or last weekend is going to pay off bigger than the one Supercross championship, because you don't leave that out inside open like that with somebody like Deegan behind you.
Yeah, or really
Or
anybody.
anybody. I mean, Zach Osborne was not ever anything notorious, and he just wiped Sabachi
But it was for a
out.
title.
100%.
And nobody judges Zach for that move.
No.
I think you get a pass. I think you can do anything for a title. You can also do anything in a last turn for a win. I think at that point, it doesn't matter.
We love the LCQs.
Crap, yeah, that's the best
We
race
love
of the
the
night.
LCQ.
Almost always.
And then I went back and they had these highlight reels. Holy shit! Of Stu and Chad Reed start popping up.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
It was
They were
awful.
killing each
They
other.
were so good, man.
Well,
they grab each other's helmets and
Yeah.
like just get in.
ruthless.
The thing about it is, when you get to the heart of it, Supercross is a show, right? It's a night. They call it the night show. It's a show. So you need a heel. I mean, look at the WWE or whatever. They couldn't get by if everybody was good guys.
I don't even think he's a heel though.
Like,
I mean,
that's good
Cole
for the-
Davies is just so
Yeah,
humble
but-
and quiet and just maybe so likable. And,
And
then
maybe
if
that's
you
the
don't like
reason he
Deegan,
got
that's you're
passed.
like, that's all I need.
But
Just
somebody,
whatever.
like, the sport's better when somebody's playing the heel. Period. Dennis
Also-
Rodman.
I agree
They,
that-
like
that
Floyd
that role
Mayweather
is needed.
Jr., who also grew up in a famous household. Like, let me tell you, he's got two things in common with Floyd Mayweather. Half the people hate him, half the people love him. Like Floyd Mayweather. Half the people would buy pay-per-view to watch him win. Half the people would buy payper-view to watch him lose. They were
Got
just
100% of the viewers.
But
Yeah,
why
so-
do I?
but he was disappointed
Why
a
do
lot.
I love Muhammad Ali? I have nothing wrong.
yeah,
with
but the difference is like
he talked more shit than any human has ever talked in sport.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. also grew up with a camera in his face and he had a famous dad that was a great
Answer my
boxer.
question.
And so-
Why do we love Muhammad Ali? He spent hours before and after and during boxing matches just talking the most shit.
You know why? Because he wasn't unkind, or however you want to say it, to the fans.
Yeah, he was directed it toward his opponent for sure.
He would direct it toward the opponent, but he didn't. He
Love
didn't get
Muhammad
bothered
Ali.
with he didn't get bothered with the fans. He didn't get bothered, but he also
was hated by white people that hated black people back during that
well, it's
time. Which
because
is pretty
he
wild.
also addressed a lot of social issues and like
Maybe that's
mean,
it.
Never
you know,
skied at Copper.
There was something about that Muhammad Ali confidence and the smile he had on his face after he.
But there's
Make
nothing to
us
hate
feel.
Cole Davies about. So if you start flying off the handle, I had to do it over Cole Davies. I mean, that kid's nice. Like,
The only argument I had is like I feel like you were going to make that pass no matter what.
He
I
was.
really feel like it was. You got 2 more laps, and I feel like maybe
Hey.
let Cole say, "Hey, what do you think about me getting second?" Like
What
Ricky
if-
Bobby. Nah, man, I think you're going to get fifth.
what if Cole Davies is 19 years old
And just
he
smokes
knows
him?
to just lean on in and don't flinch and go the other way? He could have easily leaned in more and been harder to bump. Now, they probably both would have went down if he did that.
And then we pushed his title.
well, I guarantee you, but
But
you're talking
I
about
think-
Stewart and Reed. Between the two of them, nobody would have went over that berm.
Nobody flinches. They will.
No,
lean
they
in
both
on-
go in on each other and go down on the ground.
They both
Yeah.
crash, and whoever's in third place wins. But
I
they
think
would-
that's
there
the
would have been
difference
there would have been no standing straight up, being shocked and going over off the track.
No.
Like,
I
they
think
would've-
Allen's right, though. I think all this does is build Davies into more of a weapon. The dude's speed has proven to be faster than Deegan most of this series.
Hey, you can say that, but
Little bit.
this sport we've talked about with almost every rider that's been on this show, that confidence is so much of this sport.
I think Deegan was faster 8 laps of the 15 is what
On this
we
race.
went fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean he's 2 years apart, so there's a lot of growing for him to do. It's I mean we're in for a
It's not a
good,
deal breaker. It's just going to get better.
Yeah.
It's going to get better. Yeah.
Cole Davies' credit, though, he was at Mile High Stadium. Oxygen levels are low, and he led that whole race almost. And that was a lot of pressure for a young man.
For sure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You never ran on no oxygen, probably. I don't know
And
what his elevation is in New
You
Zealand.
don't have to like Deegan to understand that he's good for the sport.
He's putting
He
eyeballs
brings
on
he
it.
brings a lot of eyeballs,
Yeah.
which is dollars, which is growth, and I'm not saying that you got to like the kid, but he is good for the sport, like it or not. I mean, at
for
the
sure.
end of the day, it's what I was saying about the show. It's a prize fight, right? So you don't necessarily, this is one problem I have with like some of the, and I know we have crossover listeners like the UFC stuff. Like you got these people like, I want to see the 2 best guys. Well, they don't give a shit who the 2 best guys is. They want the 2 guys
guy in front of him.
They're going to bring the most eyeballs and the most money, right?
Okay.
And so I kind of feel that way about Deegan. He's going to bring eyeballs and money to the sport. It's fine. You don't have to
He'll
like
be
him.
one of the best. When it's all said and done, if he avoids the injuries, he'll still be one of the best.
And the fucking kid's made out of rubber. He's fallen, had some horrific
that one where
falls.
he did the 360
and he hasn't,
got right
like,
up.
Yeah.
knock on wood, the kid hasn't been hurt when he should
And
have
you
been.
forget this is his first Supercross championship, so this is important to him. Like
Yeah.
the SMX stuff, you can tell this is the one. No discredit.
He's built
to,
a heck
this
of
is
a
the one he
resume.
wanted. Yeah, man.
When
He's
you
And he got
rattle
a
off
killer
his-
tank top for winning.
Yes.
skin tight. You mentioned that on
Nick
the
did
press
ask in
conference.
the press conference.
He goes,
will
man,
you-
I see you got your championship tank top, your championship trophy, your championship helmet. Like he had all
got your hat.
your hat, everything.
Yeah. Will you be talking smack in the 450 class?
No,
Is that the question?
That was
asked
last-
Him,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that
said,
was his
I
first.
asked him if I said, you got the championship trophy, you got the championship plate, the championship helmet up there, and the championship tank top. And I said, we know that you're fast and you've done a lot of things in the 250 class, and you're not afraid to talk a little smack. Is it time to talk smack in the 450 class?
Yes.
no, he did not. He goes, I don't think I want to do that.
He
yet.
started laughing when I was talking about the tank
Yeah.
top and all that stuff. He was like, what the hell?
He
know what I mean?
does have quite the ensemble.
Yeah.
I would have it too. He's so fortunate to put himself in these positions and then capitalize. I wouldn't want it to go to the last round.
Sure. No.
If you've got the choice to finish it tonight, yeah,
ride the
let's finish
450
it.
class. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would have made that pass on anybody in this room
For the
in your
money,
backyard.
the title. For
I don't
whatever.
know for
For a
nothing.
hamburger, dude.
Yeah,
Like-
for,
Oh, just for like gas money home.
yeah, because you went wide,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Don't
And
open
Davies
that door.
knows better now. He's not going wide again.
I mean, I'm not going to catch anybody probably in this room, but if I was given that
Catching
opportunity,
me.
I would.
What
Hey, if we
about-
race right now, let's call the running order.
If we
I got
race
last. I will take last.
right
Nope.
now
with Kyle's broken ribs.
with
No.
broken ribs.
Kyle's the fastest man in the room.
Yeah,
Period.
But I can proudly say,
Jake is serious though, and he don't act like it.
yeah,
Just so you know, had compliments on you yesterday about your riding ability.
Okay.
We do know Jake can go fast.
Where are you, Nick? What are we doing with Alan Utz? Are we going to wipe this dude out?
I don't know. Alan and I, we've had to be on the track together.
You
before.
willing to miss your brake pedal for Alan?
Yeah,
I mean, the way you
I
did with
have
Mikey.
It still haunts me that I let you pass me at Great Escape. So.
Oh, okay.
Still burning him. He got your picture.
He's
on the
got a
wall.
rowing machine. Just
Just
No,
staring at
I
Nick's
seem,
face.
hey, I seem to inspire a lot of training.
Yes.
yeah. There's some other guys that are.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, we got push-ups. We got all
I
kinds
mean,
of dedicated
I
moves.
seem to evidently I'm a guy that you hate to get beat by.
So you're the Brian Deegan of our local race series.
I'm the Deegan.
I got beat by Nick
Hey,
Deegan.
freaking Nick
I
Deegan.
want to politely say that I'm the guy that somebody hates to get beat by, and if that sits weird with you, you can suck it.
It truly did.
That
run
feels
through my
good,
head.
doesn't it? Hell
Feels
yeah.
good.
I can't let Nick pass me. I think you slid out in a turn and I got ahead of you, and I was
Boom.
like, I'm gonna hold him off.
Suck it, Nick.
I don't have any problems if
I love saying "suck it" too. That's one of my favorite terms.
You got to do the
Say
hand
it,
motion, the WWE hand motion too.
Suck it.
That's what he left out.
he did. That's where he went wrong.
Deegan should, if he would have brought the hand motions in and been,
It would have been
Boom.
much better perception on that
yeah,
whole
it
entire
would have
thing.
went. Well, it wouldn't have gone so noticed that he didn't do it.
I respect Deegan's riding ability and everything that he's going to be able to pull off. I don't care for the microphone stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's
Hey,
good for it. It
if
doesn't
you wanna
matter.
see- like,
Look
I
how much
would-
we're talking about it.
I would embrace the heel roll so much it would be.
He's probably sitting there thinking, why am I the dick though? Like, I mean,
Yeah, because in his world, that's been rewarded.
there. I mean, I get it. There's people that are just. Oh, I mean, he's had money that like he started from a certain place and nothing was given to him. He was buying bikes
did
and
the
he earned the
work.
KTM stuff and then he got the Honda stuff and he's done nothing but win.
Hey, and truthfully, they are. I stood I talked to Kerry Coombs at Loretta's, whatever year, 13, and Deegan. Brian was standing beside me, and Hayden was a tiny little
5,
kid.
I guess, because
He was
he's only 19 now.
He was a little bitty
That was
kid.
12 years ago.
He sat there and talked to me the nicest you could possibly be. So there is a side to them that's not
Well,
turned on when they're
right.
off.
And
know?
you have to remember something as well, that by the end of 1996, people were starting to hate Jeremy McGrath.
Well, my wife never was like, "Why are you watching Supercross?"
I was annoyed with Jeremy McGrath.
Because he
Purely
just-
on the winning. I was like,
because he won all the time. Like when somebody
was.
wins all the time,
I was. Hayden doesn't win all the time, though.
no.
He lets some other people win. Thanks, man.
Let's.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks,
when,
Hayden
when
Deegan.
Cole Davies is gone.
How'd
we
you
didn't-
like that during the
By the
press
way,
conference?
when he asked the question, hey, Nick Blackman Winters, hey, y'all. Hey, Hayden Deegan. Like, he started the question like that. I was like,
Yes. These idiots, and
because we
they're-
always
there's a
how we
room full
say
of
like,
encouragement.
when we're talking
Yes.
to a writer or something, we'll say, can't even think.
Hey,
of-
Bob Hanna.
Hey Bob Hanna. Or,
remember that time you and Brock Glover?
hey Brock Glover. And so I said,
I like your hair, Brock Glover.
I was like, she called on me, and you saw how quick I was on the draw because I was afraid that other Nick guy might have been in the room, and he's.
Oh, we ain't playing that game. You're
steal
going
my
to tell
shit.
him to suck it.
Yeah.
Too
And
many
so
Nicks for one room.
She
dude.
said, she called and said, Nick, and I jumped right on it. I said, thanks, Haley. Nick Black for Winners Take Y'all. I said, this question's for Hayden Deegan. I said, hey, Hayden Deegan. And then started the question.
So dumb.
They probably don't get it.
No,
quite.
he smiled when I did it. When
Oh,
I
he
called
did
his
smile.
full name.
Hey, Deegan. Hey, man, you remember that time? Kevin loves to
Remember
say,
that time during that race, Hayden Deegan, when you went inside that guy's on your team?
Kevin
and also
always-
he bumped over the thing, Hayden Deegan, and then you went over that. What do you think about that, Hayden Deegan?
That's
that was
Kevin's
awesome.
favorite. Wants to bring up some little something that wasn't real impressive.
When you skid out in that turn one time, Hayden Deegan, your sticker come off the back of your fender and you had to get a new one because it went pressure washed off.
Hey, Brock Glover, you remember when you forgot to turn your gas on and you thought the plug was piling a plug? And,
and the card was turning sideways.
And you're repeating all
You know
these
that,
weird,
Brock
dumb
Glover?
facts. You're like, okay, weirdo. Like, this is so bizarre.
You know that we had the guys on a couple weeks ago from that Supercross the movie, and they did that rivalry between Bob Hanna and Brock Glover.
He's an asshole. I hate him. Glover was opinionated
Good.
about Hannah, man.
It was like,
Solid.
I loved that. Just knowing, like,
It's still
for whatever
alive.
we know of Brock Glover, just knowing him and talking to him, and he really is such a nice
He's
guy.
a nice guy.
To hear him go, I hate that guy. You know what I mean?
Still.
Just like that.
Hey, there's a
like,
baseball
that
player
literally
that
cracked me up.
has another guy's baseball card in his wallet. He goes, so I can sit on his ass. He can sit under my ass every day.
Oh, that's so good.
It's Rob Dibble or somebody. He goes, I got his card in my wallet so that I can sit on him every day with my ass.
Does
I'm
Bob
like,
Hanna have a High Flyers card?
I don't think
That's
so.
a great question.
We ought to make one for Brock.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
92.
Was the beginning of High Flyers?
Yeah, 91.
Oh, it's just 2 years. Yeah, Hannah probably does not have a High Flyers card.
Well, if they'd have done the 87 ones, he
They
would
could have done maybe an 89 Suzuki if he rode one time
One
that
time.
year.
What year? 87 was he rode the RM in the Donations, the 125.
Yeah.
Unadilla?
125, man. So cool. And hey, that's another thing I brought up. I was bored at the college all weekend, and so I watched the 94 Roggenberg Motocross Donations. That's all I could make work on the Airbnb YouTube.
I bet
Kurt-
your wife was so excited. you
No,
got
they
that
were
to work.
not very excited.
Watch this, honey. Oh, this is it. This is the
Kurt Nichols was extremely humble. He handed the world their tails, both motos. Pulled over and let LaRocco win. Like we kept talking about Paul Malin. Paul Malin smoked Jeff Emig. So what? Kurt Nichols won both motos. He just pulled over in the second one and let LaRocco go by because he had it. And LaRocco was on his tail. And the whole crowd just picks him up and they're just carrying him. And he's got the coolest Union Jack helmet, nickel on the back, and they're carrying him and he's just up there surfing the crowd. He didn't say anything like, I dominated the world. He just let us go on about Paul Malin.
You're
That win
absolute-
was not just
Yeah, he's
because-
thinking you're even bigger dumbasses than I thought you
Makes
were.
me feel better about the fact he loves us so much.
Dude, I don't know if he loves us or not.
I'm just kidding. He loves us like Animal House. Otis, my man, he loves us.
man.
1979, I believe, was the
Yeah.
release date on Animal
He
House.
he really does it. Like he literally, we were in England. We walked up and John's like, "Hey, there comes Kurt Nichols," and so he walked up and couldn't really avoid us because we walked right up to him.
Oh, in England. Yeah,
Yeah,
in that
and
grassy
we
field.
saw him, and he goes, and he looked at his wife. He goes, "These are the guys I was telling you about. I've been trying to forget since June."
These are the guys. But you
Yeah.
know what, though? We could have made a scene because he's just breezing through the crowd in England.
In England,
At
and
the
nobody
race,
knew. Like
he
it was,
stopped the Team
it was
USA
like-
streak.
yeah. I mean, he was.
What the crud, man? Like that. How could he even walk there?
He's-
I'm too big of a
He
dork.
still hauls the mail too.
He
still
does.
hammers it. So.
Yeah, he's fast.
Like that guy.
He's 60 years old now. Just as fit as
Is
he
there
ever
a
was.
60 class at Mammoth, or is it just stop at 50?
Good question.
I don't know if I've seen a 60 class at
He
any
rides a
big
50
race.
and wins it as a 60-year-old.
Yeah.
Doug Dubach might be the only guy that would beat him.
But Dubach at Glen Helen can beat probably anybody, right?
He beats Hemming. Like
Yeah.
Kurt beats
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I
No, but
wonder-
I'm saying Dubach at
Yeah.
Glen Helen. Who's done
Right,
more
nobody.
laps?
I'm kind of curious now. I wonder who the fastest 60-year-old is, if it would be Kurt Nichols.
Oh, it's got to be, dude.
That's a great question.
'Cause
Has
he-
to be.
You got an
Yeah.
opinion on this, Alan?
And
I mean,
he's in good shape too.
he's as fit as he is.
I watched him a little bit at
He-
the two-stroke world championship on YouTube the other day, and he's ready to go.
He doesn't do anything that's incredibly spectacular. He's
Yeah,
just nice and smooth.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
But
He's
he
in
is
shape.
fast.
He's thin, nice butt. I mean, he's just
Yeah. British.
yeah, firm, taut. You bounce quarters off his
yeah.
pants.
Great
and stuff.
kisser.
Tom, yeah,
Yeah.
good kisser.
You know, you get up behind him. You
Look, we're gonna make jokes
Check
about
in.
him. That he's gonna kick my ass out of
gonna
like,
fight, not on the track either.
He's
We're
like,
gonna fight in the pit.
hey mate, I got your bike.
I'm gonna beat your ass before you get to try it out.
How was Friday? How was practice? It's cool. I got my ass kicked.
I'm at
by
the
Kurt
hospital
Nichols.
right now. I get to practice tomorrow because Kurt beat
I'm
me up.
never washing my face. This black eye came from Kurt Nichols.
Well, I'm riding around Mammoth looking for a dentist to put my front tooth back in.
To me, though, I love it that these dudes are humble. But if you're 60 years old and you dominated the world 30 years ago, I think it's okay to say, hey, man, I'm not trying to sound crazy here, but nobody had my number.
I
that
think
day.
Kurt
It's
Nichols
okay.
should come out and be like, listen,
You boys can suck it if you don't think.
yeah, I dominated the world.
Throw that in a British
Y'all
accent
don't like
there,
it?
Kevin.
You can say, yeah.
Suck it.
You guys can suck it if you don't think I
calling Colt
dominated the
Nichols.
world.
I was listening to a podcast with a fighter on the day from Australia, and I started like figuring the Australian accent.
You don't have it as good as Kevin.
No, but you have to keep your mouth like open and hollow. Australian, like it's
Australia.
yeah, you have to.
Well,
In case you're going to work on
Hello?
that.
Colt Nichols.
How we doing?
Hey man, welcome to Winner's Take, y'all. I'm Kevin. We got John and Nick are on the program as well, and we have 75 questions. We're gonna rapid fire them right at you. So
no, before you start the questions, Colt, we were just talking about Kurt Nichols, who is not Colt Nichols. But just so you know, I had a big dream about just the whole time acting like you're Kurt Nichols. The whole time.
Oh, nice.
Just,
Okay,
just be like,
cool.
you remember winning those 500
strong bloodline,
races?
yeah,
And-
man.
Yeah. I didn't know
Nice.
you were British, but I mean, Muskogee, Oklahoma's got to be close to.
You ever run
England.
across that guy out west? I mean, he still goes really good. Kurt Nichols. You do as well.
Oh, hell yeah. Ripper. Love that.
We were actually just talking. Is he the fastest 60-year-old? Like Dubach's probably right at 60, right? He's got to be close.
He's over 60.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking at least that, yeah. No doubt.
You think Kurt? So you think Doug Dubach's older than
I think-
Rick Johnson, David Bailey? Because
I think
I'm gonna look.
they
it up.
said the other day Dubach was like 62 and he just won the 125 over 50
All right.
at Glen Helen.
Yes.
Well,
Impressive.
then he might be the second fastest.
That's okay.
Impressive.
That's okay. So,
So we're going to start our first question. Can we go? You can get your credit card number and zip code and CVC code.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, bud, that ain't going to get you very far, I'll tell you that right now.
So Dubach was born in
Not a great
63.
limit on it. It's bullshit.
That's right. That's
All right, so
right.
we're gonna go Dubach's fastest and then Kurt's number 2 because Dubach's born
You
in
can
At
63.
certain
You
tracks,
could be
though.
starting some trouble here.
Yep. We don't need this big rivalry in the 60 plus
Yeah,
class.
we don't need
Yeah.
to be starting
Yeah, amen.
smoke between those two guys.
And we'll just say,
Dude, I don't wanna
Colt
fight-
said
Yeah,
it.
Colt Nichols said it. I don't know what. Don't blame the messenger, dude.
Yeah, we see.
I didn't do it, I swear.
Next time we see Kurt, we're gonna be like, "You hear what Colt Nichols said?"
Dude, he's talking shit. I thought we were brothers, man.
You're
Y'all
like, what in the hell? Who
How,
is that, dude?
why is my name in his mouth?
These are things you thought you wouldn't talk about, right, Colt?
Yeah, did you ever think you were going to be in the middle of a Kurt Nichols,
Yeah, we're gonna call you into
Doug
60-year-old.
Duboc beef?
I did not think I was going to be in that beef, but here I am. I mean, life just keeps throwing curveballs at me. You know what I mean?
Huge internet thing between there's a beef triangle between you.
Greatest Vital MX.
Colt stuck in a beef triangle.
The Nichols on
Hate to see
nickel.
that, honestly. Oh, I hate to see it.
Solid.
Well, hey, I talked to Tim Castrone, and we want to get you on to let's get some business out of the way. You guys are doing the RM boot camps. Where are we doing those at? And you're going to be a part of those, obviously.
That is a great question. I was actually I had somebody ask me about that the other day. Hey, there's a RM camp going on at so and so, and I was like, brother, I have no idea. I was like, if there is, that's awesome. Cool place to ride. I don't remember where they even said it now, but I actually talked to them a little bit about it, about going and trying to get out to a few more of these, but they're so difficult to go to just because they're during the week of whatever we're doing, or they're on a weekend where we're racing or doing whatever. So I would like to be involved with more of them if I could, but it's been tough. They're I mean, especially now we don't have any off time at all, and you know how it is, racing every damn weekend. But yeah, I wish I knew a little bit more about where the camps are and when they're going on and how often. But I'm a little out of the loop with it.
Do you even know what they are, Kevin? I mean, is this like a Suzuki invite?
Yeah,
type?
kind of. Yeah, like we'll do one at Branson, Missouri, maybe.
Like the old RM Cup? I mean, is that what we're talking
No,
about?
I think more like the Blue Crew type stuff, like
Okay.
ride days or something. But
Yeah, I'll just ride day.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll get more information. Tim's going to come in and do the show. I think Larry Brooks is going to join us if he's
Love that.
ever not so busy. Because
Can Colt sort of tee him up for this? You could tee up Brooks and
no,
say,
Brooks is
Depends on how
coming.
this
No,
goes.
he's
Oh, it's
agreed to
definite.
come.
Okay,
He
it's
did
definite.
agree to come.
Okay.
Larry Brooks is harder to get than Cooper Webb mid-season championship points.
as he's heading to the starting line, you can get Cooper
I could
Webb.
get Cooper on the phone, yes, but not Larry Brooks, and we're not giving up because Tim Castrone
Well,
refuses.
it's going to depend on how much Colt will help us on how this goes. Like we've
Yes.
already asked for his credit card number. We've got him in a beef with
He's in a
Yeah,
beef
I know.
triangle.
We
two
started
older
some
guys.
shit.
You're going to have to fight a 61-year-old
and
next
then you
time you
have
see
to
him.
fight Larry Brooks. And good
Yeah.
luck
You
with
don't
that.
want to fight Larry Brooks.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got an intensity.
No, that guy would take me. He'd take me down. No questions asked. No questions asked. I'll push the issue on trying to get him on the show. That's about all I can do, though.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Well, I think we're going to do it. Tim's more or less making him, and we've just been so relentless. Like, I've not had to try as hard as I've had to try with Larry Brooks than anybody. Pick a guy. Anybody we've ever had
I'm telling
on.
you, he's a busy guy, man. He's running this whole damn thing and keeping us afloat, and he seems pretty wide open. We called him the other day. We were at the track having like a little issue, and look, yo, Larry, can you help us out a little bit? Nope, sorry, can't do it. Got to go here, got to go there. I'm like, all right, well,
Wow.
we'll try you later.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad then.
Yeah, it's not just you, Kevin.
No, it's everyone. It's everyone.
I heard
Colt,
that,
don't be nice. And if you want to really tell us why Larry hates Kevin Kelly.
yeah, what did I do, man? I must have
That's
talked
the
junk.
question you ask, Cole.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
say,
when you talk to him next time,
Yeah,
just say, hey,
yeah.
real quick, why do you hate Kevin Kelly so much?
He's going to be at Mammoth if you want to punch him.
I'm not fighting him. I'm in Colt's camp. I'm not fighting Larry Brooks. That dude's intense.
No, I wouldn't. Even with his bad forearms he had cut wide open and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. Still, I don't care.
Yeah, still probably a menace.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Menace, yeah.
Hey, what were the Japanese? They're hanging around this week. Are we doing anything extra to the bike or what? What's happening?
Oh yeah, they were there. They were there this past weekend, which was cool. I haven't met a lot of those guys before, so that was cool just to kind of see who is literally running everything and get their insight on a few things, see how they operate. That was a really cool deal. I didn't get to talk to them as much as I wanted. You know, race days are kind of chaotic and you're kind of in and out and moving around a lot, but that was really cool to get to meet all those guys. And I don't know how long they stayed or if they stayed through or not. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, got to see everything. They watched film with us, like in between during practice, and yeah, just got to hang out and kind of be part of the crew for a day. So that was actually really cool.
Did any of them bring up the fact that there's no electric start on a motorcycle? Did they know that? Like, I wonder if they just like nobody tell us everyone have a electric start.
I'm really not sure if they know or not. And if they don't, I should have been like, yo, like, are you guys aware that every other bike's got electric start?
What if it would have been like, all you had to do is tell us you need electric
I feel
start?
like I could tell them that, and they would just be like, oh, really?
Very
And then
easy.
maybe it would be a whole thing. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Very easy. What if that was? What if that was as easy as it was? $10, no
You know,
problem.
it's worth a
Colt
shot
need
at this
electric
point,
star.
you
Kenny
never
need
know.
electric star.
They're so pissed. They get pissed at y'all. They're like,
Bullshit.
They're mad.
why
'cause
they not
nobody-
tell us? You don't tell us.
We leave 10 years and everything changed.
That would actually ruin me. There's a chance, though. I mean, you never know till you try. I don't know.
Hey, true.
Hey, so I'd heard some stuff about the bike that like when Kenny got on it, like a lot more people were interested in that bike. Like, well, damn, okay, Kenny, because like whenever the help team kind of started, there's some guys were like, I don't know about riding this Suzuki, blah blah blah, and then Kenny signs, and then okay, now the phone's kind of ringing again. I mean, what were your options? Were you into the bike, or were you kind of skeptical, or did you kind of go, all right, well, Kenny seems to like it. Shit's got to be decent.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a little bit of both, right? Because you get a guy of Kenny's caliber to commit to something, and he's had the ability to ride every other bike. I mean, he was very vocal about riding every other bike and showing everyone on Instagram and all this stuff. So for him to, I mean, for that kind of guy, anybody would do anything to get him. And the fact that he was like, no, I want to ride this bike. I mean, it kind of spoke volumes to him, and then kind of to, I think kind of what you're saying to everyone else, to be like, okay, maybe this thing isn't as bad as what people are saying, or even though it hasn't been updated, maybe it's still capable, and then to see him win races on it was really cool. Then even for me, like whenever I got the opportunity to ride the bike, I'm like, well, dude, Kenny really likes this thing and he makes it work. Not saying it's going to work for me, but I think it's worth, trying to go ride the bike and see how it is. And I just parted ways with Beta at the time, and I got to ride it, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I really feel like I can work with this thing. Like I like a lot of the main characteristics of the bike, and I think I can do well on it. So let's give it a try. So I just got lucky. The opportunity was there to join this team, and Dustin and those guys wanted me to come over. And yeah, dude, I thought so. Like I really like the bike. I know it hasn't been updated in a while, but I mean, if it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter if it's updated every year or not. And there's some things obviously it can be a little better about, but every single bike's like that. So. Yeah. But yeah, having Kenny do that definitely spoke volumes. For sure.
I love that because, and the fact that you say it like that, because, people will try to get on the Suzuki a little bit just because it's kickstart, but that bike's working. You guys got it working. Ken's got it working. And then you take the 25 Hondas that they spent gazillion dollars on that nobody seems to be happy with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference? What's the?
I don't think anybody thinks
I would much rather
Suzuki's
be in
bad,
Suzuki
though.
spot with no R&D money than have a brand new bike that everybody said
That you just
was
dusted
no
your
good.
bank
Yeah.
account and everybody's complaining. Yeah. Truth.
Yeah, well, that was the biggest difference for me too, even from where I was. Like, obviously, I was at Beta. That was a first-year bike, brand new, right out of the gate. No data, no nothing. So every single thing that we were doing was trial and error, and we were the guys testing it.
At your expense.
It's not like they had. Yeah, it's not like they had other guys trying things and then showing it to us. Like, hey, this worked for us. This has X amount of hours on it. It's safe. Let's throw it on the bike. Like, we didn't really have any of that. Which I knew that going in. It's not like that was a surprise, but that was definitely a huge plus of coming to this team. Was I was like, well, they've probably tried it. I mean, more than likely, at this point, this model, this chassis has been around for a while and it hasn't changed. So more than likely, if there's a part that I'm thinking of that like, hey, I wonder what this would do to the bike, they've more than likely tried it, and that's been the case. So we just had years of R&D, of testing, of every single thing you can think of. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be more safe, and really I can lean on a lot of people and a lot of data, instead of just kind of throwing something at the board and hoping it sticks. So that was a big thing for us.
Like, you go out, test suspension, and come back. They're like, well, do you like this? Do you like that? Well, how about we try Mark Barnett's settings on this same
Barry
bike?
Carson had a lot of input on that. First
Hey,
gen.
I might be on the Barry Carson setting now. I don't know yet. I'm not
Dude,
sure.
I can't even get on board with
don't
this.
Hey, so going back
I
to
cannot get on board with
I
it.
know we're being stereotypical dumbasses that just know nothing about dirt bikes, because I did spend 15 minutes on the phone with Tim Castro, who we will have here, and he's got some great insight. Like, I'll tell you this, he brought some guys, local guys, just to tell you what dumbasses we are. he brought a few guys, like Jace Lewis was one of them, but another guy was like a local dude. I'm not even going to say his name. They said, hey, I'm going to change a bunch of stuff. You tell us what you think. He goes, 10 different times we never changed a thing. And he goes, he goes, yeah, I feel like it does this and does that. And he goes, all right, okay. And they're making all the notes. At the end of the test, they're like, he told Jace, he goes, didn't change a thing with this guy. Yes. Nothing.
But homeboy had
he goes,
opinions.
should we tell him? He goes, nope.
Yep. Let him
so
believe it.
that just tells me that you guys, Colt Nichols of the world, yes, you're going to notice. Me, average dumbass, hell no, I will never.
We talked about this earlier. I
no
can't
chance.
tell,
no way.
The only way I can tell there was a tire if it was a fucking street tire.
Yeah.
And I might not be able to tell them. You know what I mean?
Why do I have a gold wing?
But so going back to the beta stuff, you guys were kind of the test riders. So is beta designed for like the average 6'8" guy? You think with the Benny Blosses of the world? Like, man, this is a great the big and tall bike for everybody else. K&G's big and tall bike.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, he's riding the hell out of it. Like I'm actually pumped for Benny because he's riding it really good. Well. He's a friend of mine. Same thing with Mitchell. They're riding the bike. I'm actually happy. I mean, regardless for everybody involved with the whole beta program, just because it didn't work out with me, I'm not salty towards those guys or bitter. Any of that. It just simply didn't work.
Because we're going to start some shit.
On both sides.
Yeah, you're going to have some heat from beta,
on both
too.
sides. Hey, you guys could throw me in a triangle.
Another triangle.
You're going to be in an octagon with Benny Bloss, and he's got reach on you, bro. It's over.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's got reach. I don't stand a chance on that one, I don't think. But they that bike itself was good. There was a lot of things that I think could have been better about the program at the time. But no matter what, I knew it was going to be better year 2. That's just the way these things are. You know, you kind of have to get over those road bumps on the way, and you know, it just didn't work out for both of us collectively. But Benny's been riding it really good. Mitchell's riding it good. I think it's a good bike. I think all these bikes are good. You know what I mean? Same with the Suzuki. Like, hadn't been changed in a while. It doesn't mean it's a bad bike. And like you guys were saying, for your average consumer, like, does the average guy need to go buy a KTM that costs like 10, 11, 12 grand, or
no?
Go buy a Suzuki that costs half the price? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Man. So
yeah, are we even having this conversation?
Speaking of experience, no,
Nick's not at all. Yeah. Are we even having this conversation? If Suzuki had electric start, we'd just be like, it's just another it's another one of the bikes. It's got all the stuff. And if they would have said when they changed little things, because they've done things to the bike, they just don't really hype it up on the, letting people know about it, their marketing side. I think they just kind of are happy with it, and you'll get electric start. Yeah. I know that's coming.
I don't even care about the electric start. I think what is cool, the bike, whatever, it hasn't had recent R&D, whatever. Well, it's had R&D, but it just hasn't had. Yeah, but I think what is amazing is this HEP team comes across as the absolute elite factory effort. They've got an amazing 1-2 punch in Ken Roxon and Colt Nichols.
Yeah.
And the bike's proven itself. It's amazing how much time we spend talking about this. They're consistently putting the bike there. It's always reliable.
Ken Roxon's leading this championship if he doesn't have issues. Like, he's
for sure
within 6 points is what I think the math was, had he not had his problem.
Damn.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like it's amazing that it keeps coming up.
Well, you think about
it kind of does.
We had this conversation earlier. John's son just bought a new 24 CR450. And we were like, well, you might be better off than you would the 25 because everybody's having trouble getting used to the 25. But I mean, we talked about this. Like, they changed. Jet goes undefeated on the 24 in outdoor motocross. They totally changed the bike. McGrath in '96 had won everything for 4 years.
Yeah,
and they totally changed the bike and struggled. You know what I mean? Well, now you guys have got a bike that's had time to work.
Yeah, exactly. And just because it's new doesn't mean it's better. I mean, MC is literally the most prime example you can get. He hated that new bike, and he just dominated on the old one the year before, and so it leads him to go to another team, and then he goes to a Yamaha after that, and then all of a sudden rewrites the history books again. So, I mean, just because it's new, like I said, doesn't necessarily always mean better, and I think that's been Suzuki's approach. Like, all right, well, I think we got a good base. We got a reliable bike. We got something that we think kind of works for everybody. We don't really want to change it too much. I mean, the previous model before the Suzuki, Justin raced the RCH bike, Bogle, and he's like, dude, that was by far my favorite bike I ever rode, period. And that bike, same thing, that chassis hadn't changed in a while whenever it became that 450 edition. So I don't know. It's tough for me when guys and companies, come through and change these bikes every year, every 2 years, whatever. And I get it. You're always trying to make things better and you're always trying to improve, but it's tough sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't always work. So it is what it is. And like you said, the electric start, I don't think about it at all now. I mean,
Yeah. Just your
I
motorcycle.
literally, it doesn't even register. Yeah, it doesn't register at all anymore. You just kickstart the bike, take off. I don't ever think about it. So it's kind of funny. That's like everyone's huge holdup with the
Yeah.
bike, and I'm like, dude, you just kick it and go.
You
Like
spent
it's not
40
that
years
big of a
kicking
deal.
them. Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah,
But Suzuki has had historic sleeper periods. Honda's had a few too. I mean, you were mentioning Honda changing the bikes or whatever. They've had a few where they left a motorcycle that really wasn't a good motorcycle, and they left it longer than they should have. And Suzuki's done the same thing. It might have been a while before the others, since the others have done it, but their companies go through phases, man, and they reorganize, and you never know. I just don't think it warrants the amount of discussion we always give it. It's wild.
Well, another thing is, how much better could the bikes be than they were 5 years ago? Like it's changed millions of dollars and change.
Zero. We can't tell the difference.
Yeah, and I don't know that you could. I mean,
what could you like Colt in the last 5 years? How much percentage wise has a factory bike gotten better? I mean, they can tailor it. I guess
it's so tough for me just because, dude, I've rode every damn bike the past 3 years. It seems I've just been hopping bikes all crazy. But I mean, to me, like I could hop on my championship bike that I won in 2021, that Star Yamaha. I know for a fact it's still the same engine that it was whenever I raced there. I mean, as far as modding it and doing stuff, obviously it's different. They have a new bike now, but all that stuff, like I could hop on that bike right now and be like, dude, this thing is so sick. Like, and it feels just as good as it did in 2021 and the whole nine. So, I mean, like, yes, there is a good thing about updating the bikes at times, like if they're really struggling, you're in that dark period, like what you're saying, but dude, it's so hard. Like dirt bikes are dirt bikes, they all have the same components, just how you shape it's a little different. And if it works, it works. But what works for me isn't going to work for the next guy and vice versa. And that's what makes it so hard is everyone likes a different feel. Like I like the Suzuki because it's really stable and I like the air fork. A lot of other people like the spring fork. So for me, like I have this bike now set up with an air fork and I like how stable the chassis is. And I like the aluminum. I don't like steel chassis. So it's like, it just depends on what you like, so it's so hard. And that's why I'm like, dude, if you could have an opportunity to ride all the bikes to figure out what you like, do it. Like I don't really think there's like an advantage or disadvantage either way you look at it, but it's all just strictly personal feel.
You brought up that 21 championship. I mean, does that feel like that was just a minute ago or does that feel like that was a lifetime ago? I mean, it's just 3 or 4 years ago. So what is that? How does
Honestly,
that feel?
both, dude.
Really?
It feels like both. Like I go to certain, like even when we went back to Indy this year and, stuff like that. Like I go to some of these stadiums. I'm like, dude, I feel like it was just yesterday when I was in here having 3 races in a row at that residency and I won 2 of them and, got third in the other one. It literally feels like yesterday. And then in other senses, I look at it, I'm like, dude, that was so long ago. Like it's kind of wild, but I mean, a little bit of both. And it's been crazy. It's been that long, as long as it has, to be honest with you. And the jump to the 450 class hasn't been the easiest. So it's made it kind of drag on at times and it's made it speed through at times. So it's kind of give and take.
That's life. I mean,
hey, I'll shift gears a little bit. How would Trey do outdoors
today?
Yeah, I mean, if you gave him 30 days to get ready, Kennard.
Dude, honestly, I watch that guy ride sometimes, video, whatever, and he still looks exactly the same. Like he's sick on a dirt bike. Now, racing, once you say I'm retired and you kind of put that helmet up for a minute, I do think that just does something to you. And so to race again, I think would be hard for sure. But you see someone like Dunn, she came back and did it and was honestly sick. Like he was riding so good. Like, was he the old Dunge? No, but I mean, what do you expect? Dude'd been retired.
He was
for 5
darn
years.
close to it.
Yeah, he was unbelievable for being out of racing for as long as he was and to come back and do that well. That was honestly very, very shocking. But dude, Trey is I think he has the ultimate style. He looks cool as hell. I tried to mimic, him like growing up being around him all the time, but I honestly don't know. I don't know how he'd do, but I know he'd look cool as hell like he always did. So exactly. I don't know. It'd be tough.
Yeah, you mentioned helmets. What about this? You're wearing HJC?
I was last year. Now I'm Leat head to toe pretty much. Alpine Star boots, but Leat everything else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So how do you like the Leat helmet?
Honestly, really, really comfortable. I was very surprised. First started to wear it, and I was shook. I'm helmet, goggle, like I said, everything. And dude, the company itself is awesome. I was just with these guys. They've been in Temecula for a big sales meeting the past 2 days, and uh, Rob Salcido used to be at Shift. He was
Yeah, I
at
know Rob
Fox. He's been at a lot of
Yeah, he's a
he's been
good
at a
dude.
lot of places. He's an awesome guy. He's at Liat, kind of running things over there. And dude, he's just an awesome guy. So it was really cool to get to work with him. I worked with him a little bit when he was at Bell, early days and stuff like that. So he's just awesome, and the whole company is really, really, they're good people.
How was the paint job? I saw that you got delivery of that helmet like this past weekend.
Oh yeah, that was pretty nasty. My guy Cordell just did his thing. It's been kind of cool doing the paint and stuff's been fun. Like last year, or when I was factory Honda in 23, I got to work with Troy, which was really, really cool. That was like something I've always wanted to do. And he painted, 4, 5, 6 helmets for me, and then worked with AP a lot. Then now getting to work with Cordell and stuff. Like that's like the fun part to me. Now that you're on 450, you don't have to have a helmet that looks a certain way. You can kind of do your own thing. And dude, I think that was so 90s and cool. Like when everyone had these custom paint, like it just looks so cool to me. So anytime I can do that, I'm always game to, like work with new artists and try and get some new ideas and schemes together. But these ones that we're doing right now are really cool, and hopefully have some more really cool ones in the future.
What about the fashion? Like I feel like you were one of the first guys that they started hitting up on race day at Supercross. Like, what's Colt doing today? Like, just you know what I mean? Like the way they do NBA guys
For actual clothing,
just clothes,
casual
just
clothing.
casual wear. Like it's kind of a thing now. They kind of hit all the dudes up now as they breeze in, like
Style
they do,
check.
like they do in the NBA and whatever. Have you ever thought about 3-piece suit, like changing it up? Like,
I mean, we've discussed it, coming in a little hot, but then as soon as you get there, you're pretty much changing to go to track walk. So I'm like, I can't really be rolling up in a suit and then changing into some street gear immediately when I go in. But that thing all started. It was kind of funny why we did that in 2019. I'm younger at 2019 at that point. I'm still probably too old to be buying the shit that I'm buying, but I'm doing it anyway. And Bogle was living with me at the time, and we're doing the same thing, right? We kind of have similar style in a way. And would keep buying all these cool clothes because that's what we liked and that's what we wanted to do. And I kept telling him, like, dude, I have all this cool stuff and I never get to wear it. Like, I just wear it to dinner or something in Temecula, then we go back home. I'm like, I'm going to wear it to the race this weekend. And then I'm going to have Brad, who was living with us at the time. He does now production company and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, let's do like these kind of walk-in fits, kind of like they do in the NBA. And I was like, let's see if we can just do this for a year and see what happens. And it was just so funny because we did it at the first race, and we did it all season. Every single round, it was something new, something different. And then now it's so cool to see where it's at now. Like Supercross Live is posting all these guys walking into the pits and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I feel like we kind of started doing this little thing, and not to take all the credit, but I'm going to take a little bit.
Take the credit.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
good about
I'm
it.
glad to see it kind of go in that direction. Now I see young kids like Deegan and Juju and all these kids, that are doing the similar stuff to, to what we were doing. And it's cool. I like to see that.
Have you tried like just the most? Because when I go and watch like the Met Gala, which they just had the other night, speaking of fashion, because Jet was there, like some of the things I feel like they just said, I'm going to get
screw the world
dumbest looking shit I've ever seen. And of course, Jet was classy to the max, like looked like an F1 driver, looked the part. I just wonder if you could go into Hot Topic, buy some fuzzy boots and some
Forever 21.
Yeah,
spandex.
I
and
think
just
instead of like Kevin saying a 3-piece suit, I think you go with a 1-piece fuzzy jumpsuit, like zipped all the way down to your belly
I
button.
mean, I feel like you could do
Gold
anything now.
chain,
Like, oh man, I love a
work
Colts guy.
boots untied.
Yeah, you get with Jackson chains, get you some big iced out chains, and
Yeah, you see what the NBA guys do. They'll wear like a fur dress, like it's out of control. Jimmy Butler on
Cam
press
Newton?
day.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah, like
Football,
Cam Newton.
yeah,
Good
like-
God.
But the day that Colt puts on a nice 3-piece suit and comes in all classy,
Boom.
the photographer won't be there.
He won't
yet.
be there. Didn't have any film.
And Colt's
I know.
gonna be
Yeah, I know.
struggling to change clothes real quick.
Hey, what did you
That
think
would
about
really
Jet?
Pissed
Huh?
me off. Oh, at Matt, dude, I thought that was cool as hell. Like anytime we can have our sport in a public eye where it's never been before, I think is incredible. And I mean, for him to be able to do something like that, like, dude, it's awesome because he is right now. I mean, he's been the next big star, the next big guy in our sport. So to see him at the Met Gala, to see somebody that was in moto at a place like that was honestly really, really cool. Regardless of how you feel about fashion or any of that stuff, because like you said, some of it, I'm just like, dude, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, it's just some crazy
NBA
shit.
dudes?
Like,
Yes.
I don't even get it. Yeah, I don't get some of it. But to see him show up there looking super classy in a suit, representing the sport, putting it in a different light. I mean, ever since I went on Pat McAfee.
Yes, that's where I was
anytime
going
I go to a
next.
race, that's all anybody says. Like, yo, dude, Pat McAfee. And I'm like, yeah, I know, dude. It was sick.
Yeah, you need to. I mean, that's what we need. We always talk about this. Like, we need to
Outside of our sport,
outside of
mainstream stuff.
Are
Yeah,
you
but
ma-
who pulled the trigger for
Yeah,
to
tell us-
get that
are you-
RM?
Tell us
You're
how
not-
that
are
all
you
came
married?
together.
Are you married?
That was
Colt?
kind of interesting. No, not married.
So then you
I'm with
need
a
to, like,
girlfriend, though.
start-
I've had her for a while now. So.
Oh, okay, never mind. I
Never
thought
mind.
if you were single, then we are going to put it on you to grow the sport by dating somebody super famous, like
Yeah, we need you to
Taylor
date-
Swift,
yeah, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lawrence,
and they'll
somebody
film
like that.
Taylor
Yeah.
every
Helen
time
Miriam.
Colt-
It doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah,
Go.
Helen Mirren,
Oh,
Cher.
yeah. No,
you
I
can
know.
date Cher.
I know.
You know,
She's 75, dude.
yeah,
You pull some
She's
Hey, she's still out
74,
here, though.
Kevin.
Sorry.
yeah.
So anyway,
She's out
Pat,
here though. I wouldn't put it higher.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
she killed her first husband skiing, so don't fall for her traps, dude.
Right on.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, if you got with
That
Cher
bitch.
now, this is the way I look at it. I would get with Cher right now and hit it if I could, because half the people that I told that I hit with Cher, half of them are not going to ask when.
No, they're
Right.
not, I don't think anybody's going to ask.
Oh,
when
you
they-
hit prime share, 85 share?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
That's
know.
a strong
They're not going to
share.
ask.
Yeah, if they don't
That's
ask,
true.
they just think I hit really hot Cher, not really old Cher. You know what I mean? Like,
That's so
Tina
true.
Turner?
That's not a bad tactic.
yeah.
point.
So
It's pretty
I'm
good.
going with the, like
Yeah,
if they
prime.
Beyond
it's obvious.
Thunderdome, Tina Turner.
if they ask, I'm changing the subject. You know what I mean? If they don't ask, I'm
Immediately.
bragging. Yeah,
Yeah, it's easy.
like,
I like that.
Totally
All right.
bragging.
If you know Cher, this is like an 8-part question here, but we won't even get into any more Cher stuff. But talk about the Pat stuff, how it all even came together, who reached out
Yeah,
to you.
how did you get the bike over there? Who did that? All this. Yeah, tell that story.
Yeah, that was interesting. I got a text on like Tuesday of that week we were going to Indy, and it was just like, hey, there's a very, very slim possibility, but if we got an opportunity to go on Pat McAfee, would you go on? And I was like, dude, in a heartbeat. I'm like, get me on that show, because I mean, anytime our sport can have some crossover, like you said, is great. And I'm a huge stick and ball guy too. I mean, I watch, playoff any kind of sport, but I follow basketball religiously and NFL when
You
it's
didn't
going
say
on all the
dick and
time.
ball.
So I watch.
Sorry, John
Dick and
thought
ball
you
as
said
well.
dick
John
and
got
ball.
excited and he thought you said dick and balls.
And we're like, no,
was
he
on
said
it.
stick and
Stick
ball. We're all big. Me and my brother are big.
Everybody in the
stick
room
and ball
loves
fan.
stick and ball sports,
But
and I
Nick-
like
Hey,
motocross.
mind out of the gutter. We're talking about Cher, and his mind is going elsewhere. He's all over the
Because
place.
Nick caused
I get
this. Yes.
There you go.
But no, that was that I didn't really know anything about it after that. Like I kind of didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, yeah, right, that'll never happen, whatever. And I got a text on Thursday from Dustin Thursday night at it was like 8 or 9 p.m. on Thursday night, and he was like, hey, dude, we got you on Pat McAfee tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh
right,
my
like
God.
whatever. Yeah, I'm like, no way that's happening. But he's like, yeah, dude, you fly. The show is going to go live at 2:00, and they want you there, and they want you to do it. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, I'll figure it out. Like, not a problem. And I flew in on Friday. I was supposed to land at noon, so I'm like, perfect. I'll have enough time to get there, grab my car, and I'll pin it to the studio, and I'll be good to go. Flight got delayed, of course. I'm freaking out. I'm like, God damn it, dude, I have to get to this show, by any means necessary. So, luckily, someone was able to come grab me. I left my rental car there at the airport, didn't even grab it, just pinned it straight there, and literally rolled through, pulled up to the Thunderdome. I took my backpack off. They threw a mic under my hoodie, and then I went on literally 2 minutes later. Like, I was at no time to really prepare. I didn't get to meet anybody before I went on, nothing. So it was really cool. It was all set up through Supercross, and then Dustin obviously was talking to Sean Brennan, and he was giving them details as it went, and they were pretty much reaching out to McAfee's team to be like, hey, would you have a Supercross guy come on? Like, it's going to be an Indy. They're huge, obviously Indy people. They love any type of Indy sport.
Sure.
And so, yeah, that's kind of how it went down. And then I was just really lucky I got the opportunity to do it. And, dude, it was a blast. Those dudes were incredible. Really cool people. Even when the camera was cut, they were exactly how they were while it was going on. And it happened really naturally. And it was fun, dude. It was quite the experience. I was pretty stoked. It got to be me, though, to talk about Supercross. That was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and I think it has the McGrath or Pastrana. They were on the Tonight Show or whatever.
Yep.
I almost feel like this might even hit bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, Barry Higgins was on George Orwell, I think, or maybe the Fireside Chats that Roosevelt did, but
Yeah.
that doesn't hold a candle.
Well, not everybody had a radio back then.
Good point.
You know?
And having them describe Barry on the we're talking about the 40s when Barry Higgins was on a
Was
radio
promoting
program.
motocross. through Orson Welles. Which, I mean, Colt, you don't know who any of these
These are
people
falling on deaf ears.
Yes.
But the reference, those are elite references we just pulled out.
Yep, you
I
need to
will
write
say
that down. You can use it next time you're on Pat McAfee.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was, I want to say those were pretty good. A little knowledge for me, but I remember all the Leno stuff. I remember
Yeah.
Travis and James and MC, all these guys that were on some of these Tonight shows and things like that. And I'm like, dude, that was so cool. I just thought, to me, that I'm like, that's peak moto right there. Like, that's incredible. These shows are huge. Like, to get those guys on those shows at the time, that was crazy. But for me, like, I already watch Pat McAfee anyway, because like I said, I like other sports, and he is literally the guy right now for any kind of podcast.
He's
period.
a
Like,
maniac.
he's the guy, and his involvement with wrestling and the NFL and everything is just, he's quite the character. Period. So to get that opportunity was just incredible. I knew how huge it was before I got there, and I was just glad I didn't sound like a complete dumbass. I mean, hopefully I didn't, but I tried to
Not at
represent
all.
our sport well, and let the people know I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So it was cool.
Dude,
Quite
if
the
we could
experience.
get you banging share now, we would have the Supercross would go
Be the
over
ultimate
top.
1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dang,
you'd really
that would
move.
take off.
Yeah.
you would really move the needle.
Yeah, the
Move
needle
the
would
needle
be,
with that one big time.
be wide
Share.
open. Like
Hey, I
Cher.
think
That'd
that
be the weirdest. Like, dude, you hear who Colt Nichols? I just
Hey,
saw him at the
you
Viper
would
Room
like- you
with
would-
Cher.
The Viper
It's
Room.
fucking
If you
weird,
start
man.
banging Cher, you would like quadruple the attendance of gay people at the super motocross
And 100-year-old people.
and 100-year-old
The
people.
demographic, like you'd have Deegan's YouTube 16-year-olds, and then
Yes.
you'd have their great grandparents there. So
Who are Cher
we'd
fans.
fill in the gaps.
Oh, they wouldn't believe it. A1 press conference would look different as well. Like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
Oh,
we
you'd
wanna
have
talk
Wolf
to you about your
Blitzer there.
off-season. Yeah, we don't care, dude.
Just that,
We
yeah.
want to know what happened with you and Cher.
What happened if every question you got asked for the rest of your career was just about Cher?
You would get
Like,
sick of it, dude.
like,
It's
you
Eventually.
would start to resent that bitch.
The Swift,
That's what would happen.
the Swifties and
I'd
Cher.
start to hate her eventually.
Yeah, I didn't want to hate her, man, but this is getting
God,
absurd.
yeah.
I rode a motorcycle to my limit today. Do you not
Jesus.
care about me?
Tell us about Cher. Are you going skiing? No, she's already
No.
killed Sonny when.
Yeah.
No, not
Listen,
doing that.
all right, so
I
you're a-
got you, babe.
You're a McAfee fan. You get to go on his show, which I think that's ultra cool, just as a personal thing for you. Were you nervous at
Yeah.
all? You didn't even have time. You were rushed straight
Probably
from
the best thing that could have happened, right?
That's
Just
what I
like
mean. You didn't have time to get nervous,
chance to
right? Or
plan.
were you?
I mean, in a way, yeah. I was nervous more like plane ride, just anticipation. And once we got there, it kind of everything snowballed so quick. Like you said, I really didn't have time. I got a little bit nervous when we got there and like the mic was going on and everything, and I'm like, oh shit, it's like real. And then I got
Yes.
AC showed up just in case I couldn't make it because my flight was delayed. So AC was going to go on, and if I didn't get to, and Sean Brennan's
hates you
there,
now.
and some of the other guys from literally some of the other guys from Supercross were there, and a bunch of stuff like that. But he, they were kind of giving me some talking points, like as I was like pretty much about to go on. They're like, "Hey, we want you to talk about this, talk about that," and I'm like, "Bro, I'm just going with the flow here. I'm just going to do my deal. If I can get to it, cool. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about whatever the hell is
I
like
picture-
naturally happening." But
Like people 8 rows around you on the plane, like they get off, and whoever they know, how people always go, "How's your flight?" They're like, "How's your flight?" And you're like, "You wouldn't have. We had this lunatic on there that thought he was going,
he's going on the Pat McAfee show.
Like,
Like, okay,
he wouldn't
buddy.
shut up.
He's
and
sitting
we're
at
like-
23. He's at middle row, seat 23.
Why are you in the back of the plane?
He ain't
Holmes?
gonna-
If
he
you're
ain't
on
gonna see
McAfee,
Pat. Yes, and you're on a damn.
that's what I said. I said, I'm literally fucking 35D in the back, and I'm just watching McAfee highlights on YouTube
What
the
am
whole
I-
time, trying to get myself ready. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
This guy
I'm a mess
thinks
right
he's
now.
going to be on the
That's
Pat McAfee show, and he kept saying something about Cher.
Bro, you're
I
zone
don't know
6.
what
You
the
ain't
hell.
on nothing.
I don't know what the hell you're.
Yeah,
Why are
he's
you
dating
boarding
Cher and
in
he's in
zone
zone 6.
6?
He's what a loser this guy is.
Hey, I
Hey,
think you did a great
what
job.
is the jankiest airline they've ever put you on? Like,
Well, now I get to pick my own, so it's nice. I can kind of, you get per diem, they don't book my flights, I'm in
Oh,
charge of all of
thank
it. I
God.
can just kind of do whatever.
Right on.
Yeah, thank God. But whenever we were doing, honestly, I would say probably the very first year I raced Supercross, I was with Crossland Honda, and we had Guy Cooper as the team manager. So he was in charge of kind of picking us and doing, pretty much everything. But Guy ran a loose program.
Really?
It's about how his racing was. It was kind of, I mean, it was loose. You know what I mean? Like that guy wasn't
He
afraid to
would've
hit some
dated
airtime.
Cher.
So
he probably
Yeah,
did
I mean,
date
if anyone
Cher.
was
He had a
gonna-
threesome with Cher.
Yeah, there's a chance. But he was just, dude, he was loose. So getting the flights and the hotels and like everything done, I was just like, bro, what in the hell are we doing? But I didn't know any better at the time. It was my first season, first year out. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but I'm
I
just
got you
here.
on Spirit.
I'm here
You're
for the ride.
set.
You know how?
Yeah, no doubt.
You mentioned you were on row 35D, but when Cooper was booking the flights, he always made sure that it was like a potential bra size. So he would have had you on 34D.
36D.
Yeah, he would never
Oh,
put
no
you on
doubt.
35. It's
I
just
know
not
there's a 36 double D on this plane.
on this plane. Yeah, who knows? Who knew they had double D seats?
I don't want anybody
48G.
that's I
Jesus
don't want
Christ, what are you
anybody-
into?
I don't want anybody that's that okay with being that close to crashing all the time to be booking my airline tickets.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. Dude was on a loose program, but he made it work, dude.
Lot of
He would
gravel.
somehow figure it out. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's a next level personality as well, for sure.
Yeah, he is an awesome guy. Like,
Yes.
just every single time I would talk to him, it was just story after story, and he's telling me this and that. And honestly, like, he was good at his job as far as like what he did with us and the bikes and how he could like watch me ride and point stuff out. And like, he was honestly super, super helpful when it came to that stuff. Now, as far as like organizing and like booking flights and shit, I don't really know if that was his cup of tea, but everything else he was really good at. And he was so fun to be around. Like, he was really good time. Like,
I
obviously
always
a really
think
good time
he's the
period,
life of the
so.
party, man. When he raced, he was worried about what the crowd
Oh, no
thought.
doubt.
And you know, we had
No
one year
doubt.
here in '87 in Atlanta.
Yes, we did.
The Supercross was
His
That's
jersey got shredded. The Atlanta Supercross got canceled for whatever reason. They were fixing the
Some in the
Fulton County
stadium.
or something, our stadium, and they had a impromptu arena cross in its place, but it wasn't really a points paying whatever. But
was just in the
Turpin,
Omni.
Tishner, I think Bradshaw, Cooper, like a maybe not Bradshaw, but a bunch of badasses showed up.
I just remember Cooper just all he did the whole race was just try to whip the
One
bike
handers,
flat.
and there's only
land.
3 jumps, so he's doing it in whoops and berms.
He didn't
and,
care
like,
what. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
all he worried about was
Doing
airtime
one-handers.
and doing tricks.
That's
man.
my first like legit introduction to that dude.
Was it really?
I mean, in a way that I was like, "Holy cow, this guy's really
I could
good."
just tell him like this guy is a showman. He is here for.
He was
fun.
a wild man.
Yeah, he's wild.
That the first time I ever
Well, that's
saw
what I'm
him.
saying. Like, I mean, it was so perfect. Like, the fact that his name was Airtime. I mean, like,
Come
that dude
on.
didn't give a shit. Like, he would just go launch anything.
Let's get as
throw
high
his
as we
hands
can.
up. Hell yeah. I mean, anybody you talk to that talks about Coop is like, dude, he was an animal.
Yes.
I mean, probably on and off track, dude, just an animal. Like, he's just built that way. He's built different.
off the track.
So he was the share off the track.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a showman.
Yeah,
he was
loose.
the airtime. Loose.
My first time I ever saw him live that I remember was at Gatorback. And I can't remember, it was like Kudrowski or somebody was sitting there looking at the elevator.
Yeah.
What, like sizing it up.
Well,
and all of a
that's
sudden you
89.
hear somebody
Coop was
coming
sizing up
wide
Kudrowski's
open.
wife.
Yeah.
He's
and
like, "All right,
Cooper comes over and just skies
No
it.
doubt.
Like,
that's the
oh,
elevator."
As soon as you go out for practice, I'm going to be over here talking to
My
your old
bike was
lady.
messed up, player. Sorry. I will miss practice 1.
Yes.
Dude, I'm telling you, the guy was unbelievable. Even at his house, like, we had like the semi at his house in 2015, and like he at that time still had this huge, I mean, tracks everywhere. There was shit going on. They built a supercross track there for us to ride on. Like preseason, we did a bunch of testing there with Marshall Plum. He was doing our suspension at the time for the team. He was helping out and doing stuff. And dude, guy, there was this one track that was kind of, it almost looked like it could be a side-by-side track. It was like really wide and big, and you had to just kind of haul ass. And dude, we went out and was riding, and this dude is going. There was 2 big rollers. I thought they were rollers. Like, I'm just rolling around,
Yeah.
kind of doing whatever. And dude, he's 5th gear, just wide open on a Honda 250F. Launches this thing, makes it a double, and I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. Jumps over the top of my head.
Cooper
scared
showing you the
hell
way
out of me.
around.
I'm like, bro. Yeah, I'm like, what in the hell? Aren't you like way too old to be doing
Dude,
this
I
shit?
bet he
could
is
not believe
30 years older than you.
Hell yes, he was.
Dude, he is an animal.
No,
Still
he
to this
might
day,
be
if he goes
40
and
years
rides,
older.
yeah, he is a badass on
65.
a dirt bike.
Yeah. Well, Colt's not 65 years old.
no,
So
yeah, he's 32, 33 years older than you.
yeah. God, I mean, imagine that. The current
No,
like rookie pro.
Barry
it's like,
Higgins
hey,
just
man, these are
launching
2
shit, like,
singles.
what?
Here's 2 singles right here, and then you got Barry rolling out of the woods just
No.
launching it.
with a powdered wig on.
Wow,
Guaranteed.
he's part of
dude.
Parliament
He is
or what?
unbelievable.
Yeah. Do you have a strong powdered wig scene out there in Muskegee? Was that something you knew about growing up? Like,
Hey, were you homeschooled? Because do you even know what powdered wigs were about? Like
Nobody
I was about
knows.
to say I wasn't really aware in the Muskogee area of Oklahoma. I don't know.
What about Merle
I'm not
Haggard?
sure.
You ever heard of Merle Haggard?
Oh yeah, Okie from Muskogee.
Right
dude.
on,
Merle Haggard,
son.
he's a
There we
man.
go. Right on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is the man. And where we were dude, middle of nowhere. My town that I actually lived in. Yep, same population for I don't know since the '70s. There's 2,000 people that live there. Hasn't grown, hadn't shrunk. We're just
How do you keep the
man,
same
I'm
population?
saying-
Hey,
homeostasis.
when somebody gets pregnant, they're like, "We're killing
Kill
somebody."
that bitch.
Yeah.
Kill somebody.
You're allowed to have
We gotta
one.
get somebody
Pick one.
out, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's going.
You're on the death pool. Like somebody said, "Oh, she's pregnant.
Better
We're
not be
gonna
pregnant.
kill some motherfucker."
So knowing Colt had to kill somebody, and that's why he's like, man, I'm moving.
I'm getting out of this town, dude.
yeah,
I'm
no,
moving in
no,
with
no,
Trey
no.
Kennard.
Hey, Colt's like, "Mom, this kid at school, he just doesn't like me for some reason." She's like, "Well, we had to kill his granddad when you were born,
Yeah.
We
Keep the
balance.
population.
He was
Balance.
out.
so we didn't have to
Yeah,
change."
the town's
So,
getting too big. He's
Yes.
gone.
They're worried about the sign.
yeah, we had to kill his granddad, so we didn't have to change the sign.
Damn sign. Welcome to Muskogee up here. Population 38,909.
That's all we'll do. We ain't put another sticker on
Ain't
this
having
thing.
910.
They wouldn't dare. They ain't got enough
completely
money
out
to
of
make a new
sign
sign.
paint.
Hell no, we ain't making a new
We're
sign.
completely out of sign paint. Somebody's got to die.
That's what goes down, man.
Hey, give me a Bobby Reagan story. Like finally these stories are kind of popping out. Like I love that dudes are calling Bobby out while they're like Max is on the
and
podium.
Steve Nutt, he needs to, whatever he
Chill.
said, that was great.
Yes, he told me, and Coop's been saying some stuff. It's been really fun. Like, did he give you shit back in the day as well?
Oh, dude, yeah, he was. Dude, I have some serious Bobby Ray, and he's awesome. Like, I love Bobby. Every time I see him, we sit and we chat for 30 minutes. Like, he is the man. I love him still. He was so fun to ride for. Like, but he does not give a shit. Like, he's just. I mean, obviously, you hear the stories, and they're all true. I guarantee you, probably at least most of them. But one of my favorite ones was this had to have been first year I was really on the team, 2017. We have our base in California, but Coop buys a house in North Carolina. He wants to train back there during the summer. Convinces Bobby that all the riders should go. All of us. Swanee should be there. All the riders. We're all going to go to North Carolina. And he's like, all right, but y'all better not be slacking. We're like, we won't. Well, let's go. You know, we gotta get to North Carolina. This is gonna be fun. You know, so we go there. The track's built. Do all the stuff. We're riding, and dude, we are having a awful summer. I mean, no one's doing shit. We're all terrible. Like, we're not doing good. And we're at Millville. And after the first moto, like, AP was the guy that was, you know, supposed to be, you know, had at least closer to the podium, top 5 guy, winning races, whatever. And I didn't do well. He didn't do well. Justin Cooper, I don't even think Justin Cooper was actually racing with us at the time. He debuted later at Millville. But the whole team is doing shit. And we get into the semi, and Bobby's just start going off. He's yelling and screaming. He's looking at me. He's like, and Nichols, what the fuck are you doing? And he's just getting into my ass. And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, oh, no. And so he's kind of ripping into everybody one by one. He's just kind of hitting us all. Then he goes to AP, and he's like, an AP, same thing. And he's just ripping our ass. Like, you're in North Carolina doing nothing. You guys are over there slacking, doing whatever the hell you're doing. And then AP stands up and just gets pissed and just starts going off on Bobby. Like, he's matching his energy pretty heavy. And he's going off. He's like, no, we're down there working hard. You can come down and watch us. We're busting ass every single day, like pretty much getting into Bobby's ass. And at this point, I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't know what to think. So I'm kind of like step back, like, uh-oh. And then Bobby stands up. After AP finishes, he just goes, hell yeah, boy, that's what I want to see. And then everyone just starts losing it. I'm like, oh my God.
He
like,
wants a fight.
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted was someone just to get up and fight and just be like, show something, you know? Like, it was just so funny, though, because I had no idea how that was going to go. You know, like, AP's yelling and screaming at Bobby. And the first thing he does is stands up and he just says, hell yeah. And I'm like, oh, good God.
He goes
That's what
back
I'm
there.
talking
You're
about.
up for promotion.
Yeah.
450 rides for this young man.
He goes back there to the file cabinet. You hear him open it, and he makes an entry into AP's
File.
French
It's pinned in
file.
file.
Yeah.
Kevin constantly tries to get me to call or ask a question and call Bobby Reagan out by name at the press conference. And I haven't yet because I'm like, I don't know him. I don't want.
Hey,
I
I'll
don't
be
wanna
honest
get my
with you.
ass kicked by some
By a
dude, like,
75-year-old man,
I
too,
get
looks
to,
like Gary Bailey.
Get slapped by somebody. Like fucking Cher just slapped me. And the thing, I
You
don't-
making them share comments? I love that woman. He
Yeah.
probably does respect Cher.
He still sees her coming out in that damn little half-read
see-through
Indian contour. She sung that song.
Spandex
House Rules.
pantyhose she was wearing on that shit.
Dude, I don't know what Bobby looks like. So
I'll be honest. In all my years, I've met every team, every dude. I have no stories about Bobby. I've never said a word to that man. Like, where did he come from? Is he Ronald's brother? Like, who the fuck is Bobby Reagan?
Ronald Reagan.
I'm serious. I don't know. No idea. I have nothing. I know nothing about him.
ask not
And
what
that's
you
wild.
can do for your country.
No, that's
That
JFK.
is wild. Because, dude, he has been around for ages,
How?
dude.
I
Like,
know,
he has
I
been
know.
around for ages.
Never-
That's nuts. That you
I've
guys have met.
never walked past him in the pits.
Every
How's
time
that
someone
possible?
tells
Yeah,
a
that is-
story
that's
about
mind-blowing.
Bobby, if they
Yes.
mention Bobby, it always starts with "now, son," and
Yeah,
that's
now
all you hear.
That's all I can imagine.
son.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you that he's still exactly the same. I mean,
I gotta
Will
get him on.
Hans, obviously, he's going to go back to work for Star. And so I'm in the car sometimes and he's talking to Bobby on speaker. And, dude, every single time it's the same thing. He goes, now, boy, why would you even ask that, Will? I'm going to take care of you. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. This guy does
So
not change. I
classic.
love
It's
it.
like some Hazard County
He is the
backroom
man.
dealing.
That looks
Boss
like
hog.
old Will Hahn done got himself into a heap of trouble again.
Y'all probably didn't- you don't even know what the Dukes of
Literally.
Hazzard is, man. It was off the air.
He's probably seen it though.
Oh, we've seen Dukes. Come
Okay,
on.
so Kevin was pulling a Waylon Jennings right there. Just the car's midair, going to commercial break. Will Hans done put on some tight spandex again, boys.
I can tell you something to do for fun. Colt, John and I were in Colorado in the Colorado 500, and everybody in not everybody, but part of the guys in our group were from New Zealand or whatever. And
Kiwis.
So, of course, we're dumb rednecks, and we make a Dukes of Hazzard joke reference, kind of like what Kevin just did. And hey, Dukes of Hazzard were worldwide, son.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, those guys
So they
knew.
knew all about it, eh?
Yeah, they knew everything about it. I mean, they probably just watched it 2 weeks ago.
Talking about Boss
But they
Hole, right,
knew
mate?
all
Yeah, and Boss Hog.
Yeah.
And Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Pico train, right?
But they said like everybody that was there from a different country said, "Oh yeah, we've seen every episode of
Whoa.
the Dukes of Hazzard."
The A team.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
Wow.
That was
Well,
pretty
that is
good.
something else, man. I'm so glad we hit up on Bobby Reagan. I just don't know anything about that dude, and I don't know how I've never had a crossword with him. I've never shook his hand. I've talked to everybody.
It sounds like we need a crossword.
We
with
need to have Bobby on.
sounds like he hates you too.
I'm telling you.
Him and Larry, Dan
Him and
Brooks.
Larry Brooks sit around and talk
I'm
about.
Fucking hate that.
Yeah,
Kid.
they sit around that fucking Kevin Kelly. I hate that Kevin Kelly.
No, they don't waste a second on my dumb ass. But
That would be an
Might be hard getting Bobby Reagan on, but I mean, if he does, it will be entertainment to say the least.
you think
But,
so?
dude,
You think it would be tricky?
he literally lives in. Well, I don't know. It's tough to say with Bobby. He'll just be like, "Now what? I don't know."
What
And
is
then
it you
What's
it's
the
hard to
internet?
explain
This
it.
thing's on the internet now.
Yeah, it's
that ain't
tough.
never gonna
It's tough
take.
to
The
get
internet
that
ain't gonna
across.
stick.
They're gonna try to get me on some
No.
email show.
I got firewood to split, son.
Is
It's
this a
supposed
chat
to be-
room email show? I ain't doing none of that. I ain't showing my wiener. I seen how that works. That got Brett Favre in
I
a
done
heap of
tried that
trouble.
before. I ain't doing that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Brett
I'm not
Favre
falling
done.
for that again.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's solid right there, man.
All right, I think that's a good place to just shut it down.
Hey,
dude.
I got one listener question, and he's the listener. They
Kyle
asked about
Kelly.
the transmission. Do you have the same? Like they made such a big deal about Kenny getting that factory transmission. Did you switch to that transmission as well?
Good question.
I did not.
Okay.
I don't know if there's enough and if that was even available. I didn't ask. So I was like, well, you need to ask. Surely if there's enough available, maybe they'd ask. Or maybe that would be presented to me. I don't know.
You probably had
But,
that
at the
before,
moment,
though,
no.
at some point in your career.
won the transmission. Pick a favorite rider.
Electric Star.
Kenny Roxon get the transmission. Colt Nichols. Fuck Colt Nichols.
He no tell us about.
None for Kodak.
You know more. We got a gong in here, so Colt Nichols no get transmission.
Yes.
He didn't mention electric start.
We literally have a gong just for when we just
Kevin
can-
makes a great
come up
angry
with a great-
Japanese guy.
Well, hey, so there's I'm going to go into something, and I love Primo from Scott, right?
Yeah.
So Primo was
Yeah,
out
yeah,
at
yeah.
he was out at Mesquite, Texas, and so dang, I feel bad about this, but I'll call him and tell him. I'm going to tell him about this joke before he hears about it.
Colt's going to hang up and call him before you get to him.
No,
That's what he just said.
but basically, Primo got let go of by Scott because Scott got bought out by a Vietnamese or some sort of other company. So the joke was, so the Verve guys were all at Mesquite because Verve put this race on. It's me, Wes Williams, Jason Crane, and Chase Stallo.
Well, I feel like this is going to get us in trouble.
It's probably going to get us in trouble. But anyway, so they go, first meeting, after I heard he got let go, I'm like, so the first meeting that they must have had after all of the reorg, they go, who is a Primo? Oh, shit. He made too much money. Primo made way too much money. We fired Primo. Fuck Primo. We've hired 5 different Primo. All the Primos everywhere. Fuck the real Primo gone. So it's like, I felt bad, but that was a running joke throughout World Mini.
That's gnarly if your name's Primo.
No more Primo. He's gone.
Hey, poor Primo, honestly.
I felt
got a fever.
he did get in a
And the only prescription
There's
is
more Primo.
There's 5 more Primos.
Oh, same money for this Primo. All the Primo all over the place. We have 6 Primos for 1 Primo. We've been here 42 years.
6 much smaller Primos.
Smaller Primo.
Smaller Primos.
Your Vietnamese or Asian is fucking
I don't know.
killer.
Dude, it's solid.
pretty
Good
good.
Primo.
That's top.
New York Primo, he gone.
Yes.
All the other regional Primo all over the place. They make a rest money and
More productivity.
Primo old, he go work somewhere else. 100%.
But they were all Asian. They hired all Asian Primos. So, hello, this is Scott.
Poor guy.
Hello, we work for Scott. My name Primo.
Oh my
All these phone
God.
calls.
Hey Colt, I'm glad you're on the last show we ever did.
We
Dude,
we saving money on shirt. All shirts say Primo.
More.
hey, if you're gonna end the show anyway, you cannot end it any better.
Exactly. We're
Jesus
going
Christ.
out, dude.
Primo made first thing first.
So strong, it's unbelievable.
Primo made too much money. He gone. We hired 8 Primos.
The Primos keep multiplying.
That was our joke. Like I've gotten texts. I get texts back from Chase. Fuck Primo. That's all his text. That's all it
That's all he
was.
sends.
That's all it was. And it was just, and I feel bad.
The next time I see any of you guys, that's the first thing out of my mouth.
Fuck Primo.
I'm just say fuck Primo.
Primo's a
I'm just
bastard.
gonna keep walking.
Just keep
share?
it. Yes.
Share say
Unbelievable.
fuck Primo.
Share very high. Very high.
Very high, share.
80-year-old share. Very high. All right. All right. I
Oh,
feel
we're
like that's
sorry
a.
to have implicated you into
Damn
this.
it. And our show is on Verb Moto. We're going to bring down Verb as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly.
I know.
All
That's
right.
all right. You guys are either gonna get insane clicks.
All right. No, we won't.
We're gonna be out like now we've hurt the Pat McAfee show.
We've heard it all.
we've damaged everybody's reputation.
Primo's in great shape. He would run all the way from.
No
Vegas.
more Pat McAfee. Only Primo. We get lost.
Primo gonna kill Kelly. That show over too. Nobody care. Nobody give a shit about your show.
Kerry and Primo.
Winner take your all. Fuck you, Primo. And I love Primo. I do love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a judgmental.
No,
type
I just.
thing.
I just imagine how the first meeting, like, okay, let's look at money. Who the fuck is Primo? This guy made more money than
Dude, you've somehow
President
became
Trump.
Leslie Chow in the middle
Hey,
of all this.
the great thing about it is that we're laughing at him. We're laughing at him, not with him.
Oh,
Is
no.
that the way that
Dude.
goes? Is that way?
That makes it way better.
I think it
whole
does
place
not.
wasn't even
You're not
pager
helping.
friendly, dude. Can't even get a sig.
Now I'm going to get my ass kicked by Bobby Reagan,
By Primo.
by Primo,
Share.
and all the little Primos.
Primos. All the people on Sky, they're coming for you too.
I got attacked by 8 fucking Primos today.
Oh my
That fucking Primos coming out of everywhere.
All right.
Yeah, all those guys. Hopefully they're not at Scott anymore. We don't know.
Yeah,
We don't
hopefully
know.
it's just
We'll
a
never
full
know.
batch. They'll never listen. listen.
Yes.
They'll never sponsor our show.
They're dead to us anyway. They fired Primo. They're dead. To
Yeah,
us.
that shit's over.
Yeah.
We can't take it anymore.
Yeah,
Dead
man.
does.
Well, Colt, thanks for being on, dude. Best of luck. And hey, wish Kyle Chisholm a happy retirement, brother. I hope he gets through safely this last weekend, man. That's awesome.
Amen. I sure will. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I'll come on anytime. This was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Good night, Cole.
Thank you, Cole.
Cole Nichols. He's so fun. He's so cool.
I love you.
Whatever. Cole
God,
Nichols.
love you guys. Thank
Get
you.
let you start, Cole. Suck it.
He said he
See you,
loved
man. Thank you.
us. Yes.
Oh, that was great.
He gave us I love you.
Yep. Hey, we didn't even mention Kyle Chisholm. He tests everything and tees it all up for Colt and Kenny. It's like rules out all the stupid parts. Like, don't try this.
Man, that
Here's
was
what you
fun.
try.
That was
Yeah,
funny
you-
as shit. That may be the last show I ever do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Whatever. Hey,
We'll
guess what?
bankrupt that
We
one
don't
and
get paid
rename
for
it.
shit anyway, so
Yeah.
fuck
Hey,
you,
cut our check.
Scargargle.
Guess how many sponsors we're going to lose over that?
None. 'Cause we got none.
Go ahead
Listen.
and cut our checks.
Listen.
Son. I'll take a damn 2x4 upside your head.
The juxtaposition of,
sponsor.
oh,
yeah,
this
we
guy
do
here,
have-
red hair.
Hold on.
We have a new sponsor?
Yes. Natural Talent Energy Drink. We're gonna go
Natural
compete
Talent?
with Red Bull a little bit here.
Boom.
NTEG.
We got
You down with
Integ.
NTEG?
You boys drink Integ.
Oh, we got
Oh,
a
I
real
took a
spot.
sip.
Energy.
Are you serious?
Hey, let's hook this.
you serious, Clark?
One more. Well, my fucking row.
So they're so
Natural Talent?
I mean, we got all that.
Energy drink.
dude, that's all me and
We
Nick
got that
run on.
down. Natural Talent, baby.
We're running low, so it's a good time.
This show is 100% scripted.
Yes, we wrote. Our writers
Yes, thank you,
wrote
sir.
all of this.
Yeah, we
We
that's
seriously,
classic.
we did like literally. I've gotten more, like from Verb and all those dudes because we had that
my
same
wife's out of
conversation.
town. I can have as many as you got.
Nick's spending the night. Jake works hard around here,
Dude,
man.
he's a bartender. He's a
got all
videographer.
kinds of stuff going on. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, so
Let me tell you, if I was single, I would have Jake
Date
with me
Colt
24
Nichols.
hours a day.
Oh my god, Nick, this is weird. He's like filming.
If I
Like,
was
and-
He
single,
would
I
have
could
my. He
do
would
it
have
with
like,
Jake.
no, just for my
No.
Instagram and shit. So when I met a girl and she'd be like, "Hey, what's your Insta?" and I'd tell her, and she'd be like, "That's
Just
the
tell
coolest
him.
This
motherfucker
dude
I've
lives
ever
like a
seen."
life,
Yeah.
son.
but Jake would be like, "I'm so tired." He's like,
Yeah, the camera. Why is the camera always bobbing in all your clips?
Jake could have one giant bicep for holding that camera.
But he's
No,
also
when he's
got
making
a bad
love.
shoulder at
Yeah.
the same time.
if Nick was single and he had Jake as his videographer, he'd be like,
Yeah.
You don't think Jake would fall for Nick if
Turn
he
the-
spent that much
"What
time
if he
with
goes?
him?
He just then it was just selfies."
All of a sudden,
And then he's
they're-
like,
yeah. Or what if it became like this vicious love story? You know,
It's a love
sort of like a
triangle.
beef triangle.
between
What was the
Colt
beef triangle?
Nichols and
He's in a
Kurt
beef-
Nichol.
Kurt Nichol.
Nickel and a Colt Nichols.
And
Doug
Doug
Dubach.
Doug Dubach.
Yeah.
A freaking
There's
beef
love
triangle,
meat
dude. We
triangle.
could sponsor that by
A
Arby's.
meat triangle.
Yeah.
You call it the meat, but
They
not a
have
beef,
the
but a
meat.
meat
We
triangle.
got the meat, or we got the beef, or whatever that dang. We got
It's Arby's. We've got the meat.
dude.
Jake,
That's-
you be in good shape because I've decided if I was single, this is what I think. That's what I told John about his kids. Like, I would, the best part of a relationship
Whoa,
is
this
like the first 6 months.
yes.
So if I had to do over again, I would like have a 6-month contract with every relationship.
And you just end on a set date.
I'd be like, today's your day, bitch.
It's time for numero.
Car, at least you have a chance to extend if it's going well.
Yeah, if it was going good,
You could, if
you
we
could-
haven't lost,
you could
but it's
buy
only
out-
for 6 months.
you could buy out the lease.
6 month
but if you wanted to-
extension.
buy 6 more months.
contracts.
You buy 1 week at a time. Once
Oh,
the
wow.
6 months, because they could fall apart.
Because it could go sideways.
Yeah,
so we
they'll
maybe
get
1
caught.
month
Don't
at a
get 'em
time.
comfortable. Yeah.
I
You
think
don't-
7 days, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
you'll
up
get
to
'em comfortable.
Nick.
7 days, 1 week, whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
That facility. They said this guy that worked
The
for me,
facility.
he said, I don't know where the job was. It's somewhere in that facility. And I
VA facility.
go, what the
Okay.
hell?
Facility.
Facility. Yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah, 6 months. Like you could re-up
God.
like the 7-year itch. I'm onto something here. Like you know how people they get the
7-month
7-year
itch.
itch. You wait. Even when you get married,
There's a cream
now,
that'll take care of that.
It should be a 7-month renewable contract.
Yes.
7 month itch.
I agree with that, man.
You'd have to be careful about how much money you made though, because if you had a bunch of money and you got to 7 years, and your wife could re-up with somebody
Common
else and get
law.
a $2 million signing bonus from you.
That
it
is
should
a
be like-
signing bonus. It's an incentive to leave, right?
Yeah.
You're paying them to launch into the new
Like
guy.
you're thinking, I'm going to dump that bitch, and she's like, "Bitch, motherfucker, you giving me $2 million? I'm good." I
Dump
gotta-
all you want, player.
Yeah,
It's
she
a
got a balloon. Hey,
signing
you'd have to
bonus.
be careful about you do your money because she'd get a balloon payment when she divorced you.
Yeah, man, you need to rewrite that contract, dog. No early payout. Like term, you need to have penalties for early payoffs. Look, Jake, he's mad because he didn't get to pour one.
Yeah,
Jake's like, I pour the drinks around here.
no shit. Kevin ruined it.
I've never seen Jake this mad.
Yeah, I know. And Kevin, he's already got us all. We're gonna have to get
Cheers,
us arrested.
Kyle. I know you don't have anything to drink, but
You know we're gonna go to.
New.
my back to you, man. But
Hey,
Hey, you don't
now
care.
we can never go to Vietnam.
Thailand.
I'm going to see Primo, and that dude's fit. I'm fucked.
Dude, you're going to have to start bringing
Listen,
Nick.
but you got to understand. You understand what it wasn't.
There's nothing against
the
Primo.
joke-
It was the 7 Primos that replaced Primo that
Yes,
was the
because
problem.
he's been there for 38. He's been there since.
All them little primos taking our jobs.
Yes.
They took our job. What?
He landed on his feet. He's with Parks and Rec. He's good.
I knew he would land there. Awesome. He'll be a rep for
It's like
Parks.
we said earlier.
Like independent.
Where does
Hell
he
yeah.
live? Is he-
Vegas currently, but I think he's moving back to New York. His family.
Oh, so he'll get his
Yeah.
mafia ties dialed back in before he takes your
Oh.
damn kneecaps out.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. So I'm about to hit
That's
him up
the only
early.
reason he's going back. Is
Dude,
to search
Kevin's
to
gonna be like
bust
sitting in
Kevin.
his car going, "Hey, that dude looks on the phone with us going."
As I'm about to
"That
crank my
guy-
car,
that,
he
yeah,
goes,
that guy looks just like Polly.
boom!
Saw a guy that
That's
looked
That
how
guy
it
looks
goes
just like
down.
Polly from The Sopranos.
I got a question, Mammoth. Who's going?
Stop it, Alan.
We're going. John, we're all going. John's
Yes.
going.
I'm feeling more like I can go, and I know what's going to happen. I'm going to hesitate too long, and
You're not. I'm
No,
going
you
to
won't.
Colt Nichols is going to say, "Oh man, I don't have any bikes."
No, I'm going to fix that. I'm
story.
going to go ahead and tell him. I don't care. I'm going to get your wife, y'all's tickets.
You don't have to get our ticket. We can book the tickets.
You can, but you haven't. I know
Y'all
you
ha-
can do a lot
y'all
of
don't-
shit.
Y'all don't have your flights booked. Oh, you do?
duh.
Sorry.
I'm going Thursday to Thursday. It's on the calendar.
I'm going Thursday as well. He's flying to Tahoe. I'm flying to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going to fly to Reno, I think.
That's where we went last time, wasn't it?
It's
Reno?
closer.
It's closer.
Reno's
Vegas
2.5
is 5. Reno's 2.5.
I can't. I'm not
LAX
allowed
is 2.5.
back in Vegas
5.5
anymore,
too.
so I can't do that.
Yeah, you're
flight.
not allowed. That place don't. It ain't pager
I lost
friendly.
my
It don't have a
Vegas.
sig.
Yeah,
It ain't pager friendly.
I lost my. I lost
You can't
my,
get no signal with this
You were
pager.
talking like Leslie Chow earlier.
my
maybe-
Vegas principal privileges. I lost.
Well, Cher's residency's done there.
They just plus I got the beef with Cher. We had a tumultuous breakup.
Cher's beef triangle.
Tumultuous means like Rocky.
Not like.
Thanks for clearing that
It's
up.
not Rocky 1 or 2. It's probably more.
Who's
like
it Rocky on
3.
your behalf or
Rocky
hers?
3.
Because does she even know she was in a relationship with you?
Tumultuous
She did.
means
Let me tell you-
Rocky 3.
Hey, no joke. When I was a kid, and I don't even know if that like Sonny and Cher show might have been reruns at that point. I don't know. I don't know what years it ran. Siri could probably tell us.
I think you're alive.
Yeah, I
When
know I
was
was
Cher, Sonny and
alive, but
Cher?
I'm just questioning. Like
You
when
and Barry alive.
She had this song, like this half breed song. Do you remember this? And she came out in this Indian, like American Indian.
I remember that too.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time
I've
I ever
seen-
saw a woman where I was like, "Oh shit, something's going on down there."
What's that?
My meat stick just woke up.
Like, hey mom,
Mama, why's my meat stick poking out?
why is my meat stick staring at me like this?
Stickers pecking out.
This thing's got a vengeance.
It's looking at me.
It's angry.
Whoa. Who was your first crush, Kyle? Like you're 47 ish. Like, and Nick can relay this.
So full transparency, I might have had some self gratification to a share video with her on
Yeah, she
On the
had
boat,
one.
on the battle cruiser.
If
Yes.
you could turn back
Okay.
time.
I'll
Whoa.
give it all to you.
Was that
Okay.
really like an early one? Yeah.
Okay.
First
So
one.
Cher got us 10 years apart.
Blossom also.
Yeah.
Blossom 10.
Blossom.
Blossom is with the curly hair.
Wow.
The chick-
That was not even. Blossom wasn't a thing for me.
Blossom, not her, the big nose. Her friend 6.
Blossom is Mayim Bialik.
You're the
or
one
something.
that's on Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory.
She's literally a rocket scientist. You know
Yes,
that?
she really is.
Brilliant.
Oh wow.
Which
Yeah.
makes her cuter.
Well, Kevin, who was your first like
even know.
crush?
Who?
CD Cody or
Leif Garrett.
Leif Garrett.
Barry Gibb. One
Barry
of the Gibb
Barry
brothers.
Andy
Big
Gibb.
the big beard.
you did have some of their.
No, Ken was a Bee Gees guy. I was a Kiss guy, and we'd call him like whatever. You know, we'd
Yeah.
call him whatever because he listened to them. And we
Peachy
listened to
Hawthorne.
Is
Kiss.
that the KD80 effect going
Yeah,
on?
Yeah, I was
dude,
fighting
saw
it hard,
sweet
dude. I was
KD80
fighting it
for sale
hard. Probably
today.
Jason Gyers, who I had a big. crush
Listen,
on,
I
man.
saw a KD80 today for sale. Said bored out for racing. Bike will go 80
Race-
miles an hour.
What? I bet it's bored
It'll
out
go
like the
80
rider was
miles
too.
an hour.
Poured out
like
for
the
racing.
owner. Poured
Hey,
out.
The back fender on a KD80 is approximately 3 to 3.5 inches long.
Because it's shooting shit so far back, that fender ain't helping nobody.
So
That
listen,
thing's back in damn Talladega, Alabama before it hits the ground.
and this is something I regret not asking Barry Higgins about, was in 1968 there was a Grand Prix at Westlake Village, California, which was a movie set where they filmed Shane. You ever remember that old Western called Shane?
Yeah.
All right, and there was other Westerns, other John Wayne business going on out there. Well, there was a dude named Mike Runyard. You might have heard of Mike Runyard.
Runyard or Runyon?
Runyard. Y-R-A-D. Runyard.
Suzuki factory rider.
Yes, and Runyard was not on a Suzuki at this race in 1968, obviously, but he's number 155, and the back fender. It made me go from the Facebook Marketplace ad on this KD80 to a Moto Retro article about this race. He had to have been riding a KD80 at this race. I looked it up, man. His back fender's 3.5 inches long, which is factory production spec on a KD80, and the seat is abnormally long. Why does the seat go from the gas
That
cap?
seat's a sleeper sofa.
It's 8 inches tall. It's all your suspension travel.
It's a sleeper.
Yes.
That's a sleeper
Jake
seat.
is
What do you
like, hey.
What do you got?
Before we sign out, I want to thank some sponsors, and I have a request.
Do it. Do it.
Can y'all
All
stop
right,
making
first
fun
off,
of Primo?
there's no way I smell good.
Jake smells so good.
All right, Kevin, turn
Yeah.
on the shitty mic, the nasty mic, 80s, 90s style mic.
Check one.
And give. Okay,
Check,
let's
check.
Give,
Hit it again.
I can't hear it.
No,
Let's
it
get
works.
the 7X Monster Mountain two-stroke time machine, May 17th. Official. Let's give an official intro, and then
All
I'm
right.
going to use that as B-roll for
Perfect.
our flyers coming up next week.
Do you need video or
So
just
when is
audio?
it?
No, I just need the audio.
It's a
What-
It's-
two-day event.
Yep,
May
it's going to be
17th?
a double header.
17th,
7X.
18th. Is it 17th, 18th?
17th and 18th. Yep, Monster Mountain. It's going to be a
Hey, we're looking forward to seeing everyone out at Monster Mountain Motocross for the two-stroke time machine May 17th and 18th, and it's also an SEVMX race. Hey, pick up your trash on your way out, folks. We really appreciate all of our sponsors: Faster Minis, Richard Hart, Tim Glasspool, and again, it's an SEVMX and a two-stroke time machine race. There's some RC pants and an MX of Nations hat, and it has nothing to do with this race.
Yes.
You have radio controlled pants?
Yes.
RC.
Well done. Yeah. Phoenix Handlebars, Faster Minis,
Yep.
Richard Hart, Tim Glasspool.
Faster Minis is a partner of ours with the show. We've worked with
That's
them.
Bentley.
We've got
Yeah.
and then also we need to mention our partner Cardo that we used. You know what I
Cardo,
mean?
yes.
Yeah,
We
John and
ran
I-
all their communications equipment in our helmets.
I
for
tell
the
you this.
Did we do it at Colorado and South
If
Dakota? or
Cardo's was
just-
doing Big Brother and it was just in South Dakota.
Okay.
If they were doing Big Brother and like recording everything that we talked about on their devices in our helmets,
we have legal charges.
we'd have legal problems, and it would be the funniest shit. I swear to God, John and I were right. What's the name of that place? There's a place in South Dakota, like the Black Hills, that has all the like stalactites or mites, whichever one.
Yeah, it's at a national park.
Like
I don't
all
know
the like penis-shaped rocks that are like the.
every
the
rock
cylinders.
is like a boner sticking out of the ground.
And I swear to you, we're riding through there, and I can barely ride because me and Johnny were talking for 30 minutes. We were laughing so hard in my damn helmet, I couldn't function.
it was the meat sticks per mile was insane. They
oh
were
my
just
God,
poking out of the
it
ground.
was
All these people
hilarious.
buried with boners, man.
We got to figure out how to record that shit in a way. We'd have to edit it out because we would
yeah,
be
no, for sure.
more
And,
hated than Hayden Deegan. But we were.
you
but
know,
it
them
was-
people can suck it if they hate us.
It was some funny shit. Like I swear,
We
I
did
was-
laugh a lot at that. Like, look at these rocks, man.
My wife called me. You know, when we got in cell service, at Cardo also will pick up your phone. You know, what I mean, like it rings. You can
Yeah.
talk to like. So we were talking to people back on Earth while we were doing the ride, and so my phone would ring, and I swear to God, I wanted to talk to my wife, but I was like, "Hey, I got to go," because me and John were laughing so hard. Like,
I got to pay the gas
I
bill
gotta
real
get
quick.
back to this.
I didn't want to
Sucks.
break up the
You're ruining my boner.
hilarity
vibe.
that
Yeah,
that was
that
going
was
on.
classic.
All right, so what's next? May 16th, 17th? That's what we're doing?
Two-stroke
time machine.
SCBMX.
Yep,
Monster
that's
Mountain.
DMX.
Then we have June
7th
7th
and
8th, Monster Mountain.
Barber.
Oh, Barber, excuse me.
Barber Motorsports.
Damn.
Are you going to come to that, Kevin?
The who's who. I don't know if I'm in town. Yeah, Alan asked me about that for sure.
Okay,
Hey.
another thing about Barber Motorsports, that race, and we're going to try to do this at times, two-stroke time machine as well, to get our feet wet and figure this out. We have a lot of Team USA for the Motocross of Nations team. We've got a thing where you can donate. We're going to get some merch. We're going to do that, and we're going to try to start pushing that to try to help Team
Try to
USA.
raise money for Team USA. There's no reason these dudes should be like, I don't know if I want to race. That's
For
wrong.
7 cents a
I hope
day,
not, they have enough money.
you
yes.
can sponsor a Team USA
Yes,
ride.
and Sarah
Athlete.
McLaughlin will come to your house.
I will remember you. Knowing
Yes.
that dog's just looking
And
at
Timmy
you like,
Ferry's over there. Do you want Timmy Ferry to race into the nations? He's crying. Will you feed Timmy
They
Ferry?
got
Feed Timmy
Timmy
Ferry.
I once helped in the last moto. Please don't put me
Red
to
Dog
death.
is over there.
Villapoto. Ricky gave me his gay pig.
Will you remember
So
me?
we're really going to make a push.
I got
for
landed on, man. I
Team
won the
USA.
race and I got landed on. That's Jason Anderson.
It's Anderson.
We're going to have that. We're going to start like two-stroke time machine will be our guinea pig to start
Yes.
trying to figure out how to work the phone.
And we do need to, how to take the phone signal to get the credit card charges working. All the things. Team USA needs your help. There's no reason these dudes should have
And
to
you'll get some
pay
cool
to
swag,
race.
some cool shirts.
We have shirts, socks, hats.
And this
so
might be
far.
the easiest year because we like.
I mean, it's in America,
It's in
you
America
bunch of
this year,
dummies.
so they're not going to need us as bad as
I
they're
don't
going
care.
to.
Let's build it
But
for
next
yeah,
year,
let's go ahead and start in the surplus
Yeah.
and roll over to
Next
next
year.
year.
we're
Send
going to
to
get good at
France.
it this year.
Or
so
if
next
you
year,
see us with all with like jet skis and 98 Trans Ams, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know what to tell you.
There will be signs
You
that
know.
we done hit the lotto.
and if we decide to embezzle that money, I promise I'll get a big American flag tattoo.
Yeah, so it won't be for nothing.
It won't be
guys.
wasted. It's not like I wait. Look at here. Look at my chest. I didn't waste the shit.
No, sir, that's
I'm a
$1,200 for that AP
patriot,
tattoo,
yes.
you dumbass.
I'm a patriot, you over.
I got a
Piece
Walmart
of
tattoo
shit.
parlor receipt for that thing.
I'll take a damn 2x4 upside your head, son.
All right. Thanks to Colt Nichols. Thanks to Alan. Thanks for Kyle. SEVMX two-stroke time machine.
Thanks
Barber.
to Jake.
Thanks to
Santa,
Jake.
Thanks to
Colt Nichols.
Call Lifeline screening.
Thanks to Cher.
Get your,
Sarah McLaughlin.
Get your vitals checked.
Call
Get your-
Mitch to get ported.
Thanks to
get your
Sonny.
vessels ported.
Sonny's deader in hell, but whatever. That's
Yeah.
why we're saying don't go ski with Cher. Look it up.
If anything.
Yeah, but listen.
Wear a
he
damn helmet
outpunted
like
his-
this dumbass.
he
You're right.
outpunted his
He's
coverage.
Did he though?
Sonny,
Sonny to Cher?
Sonny to share.
I never thought she was that guy. I thought she was.
She's really not, but back
No.
in them days on that
Dude,
Indian
I can
thing,
show
son,
you that Indian thing
when
right
he
now.
got his first
Somebody look
shove.
at somebody. Kevin, Kyle, pull up the half-breed chair.
We're done. That's it. Winners take y'all. We've got some other good guests lined up. I think Larry Ward might be on
No,
coming
Larry
up.
Brooks.
Larry Brooks.
But Larry Ward would be awesome too.
That'd be awesome too.
Primo.
Fuck you, Primo. You know what? I will get Primo on just for that.
Just
because
so
he's
that-
going to hear
I
about
want him in
this.
person just to kick your ass.
He will.
Like,
You need to do
I
damage
just saw him
control.
2 weeks ago. He's awesome. I've done eyeball or nose shots, whatever he does. He makes me. I feel like we snorted vodka through our noses
That sounds
with that man. It was
bad.
yes.
Yeah,
it's
so
called a
good.
something. He calls it a thing, and I've done it like an idiot.
I'll pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have passed. That's it. We're done.
Winners
y'all.
Take y'all.